No.
Oi, oi! How are we all doing, everyone? I know, I feel like the baby. I'm sure you all do too. Welcome again to Monday Night X Forever Unfiltered, and we will always keep it unfiltered. We're going to review the Arsenal game that's just been, about to come, and all the bollocks in between. Didn't mean to rhyme. Like, subscribe, notification bell on. Before we get started, I want to introduce us to our guests. I'm going to go to the right. We will have Normski coming soon and Ozzy, but until then, Rachid, brother. Hello, mate. How you doing? And shout your thing out. Links are all in the description, by the way, people.
Hey, big up. Thanks for having me on. You already know. It's lovely to be here. On a Monday. I mean, it's so boring today. Today was so boring. It was a long day. But hopefully, we can get into this. This fraud. Arteta and the whole board are gonna be my problem now. You know. And I'm gonna call them out, and they're gonna be my problem for today.
It's
so
personal.
I'm gonna feel for it's personal. I'm do you know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off, so they're gonna get it. But nah. Big up everyone that's locked in. Of course, Darren, we've been on shows together before. YasserTV already know. Yeah, big up everyone.
Yeah, man.
The whole chat.
Quality. But big up for you to being on as well, Rachid. You know that, brother. Dazza, how you doing, my mate? Good to have you on the show for the first time.
Yeah,
how you doing today, bro?
Good evening, Aaron. Thanks for having me on. Pleasure to be on with all the guests and everyone in the chat. Should be a good Monday night chat in what is now the 27th of January. We are a horse that's running in a race for 4 trophies. And unfortunately, we fell at the FA Cup fence. We've smashed into the League Cup fence and we're almost falling off. And the jockey Arteta's nearly come off the saddle in that. We're still in the saddle for the league. We got this team that are about fucking 9 lengths in front of us. And then we're on the saddle in the Champions League. But there's a big field of other runners that are no doubt going to be quicker than us. So looking forward to doing a deep dive on just over midway in the season.
Yeah, lovely, mate. Thank you very much as well. Yeah, always a pleasure you being here. Yasser, how you doing, my brother?
I'm all right. Thank you for having me on. And
Pleasure.
Yeah, man, look, I've not been happy in it. You know what I mean? I was happy before Christmas, and now I'm not happy anymore. You know what I mean? I don't even like doing match reactions anymore, fam. I don't know how you guys do it, but yeah, in life,
painfully through the skin of our teeth.
It's therapy for us. It's therapy for us. Yeah, therapy.
Yeah.
Nah, my thing is I'd rather be quiet than speak. You know that, like, you know, some people like to talk. Yeah, just get it out of their chest. I just like to be quiet, bro. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Obviously, thank you for having me, like always. And yeah, hopefully it's gonna be a nice chat, like always.
Yeah, man. All good. Yeah, thank you very much for being on, and Normski as well, man. Good to see you as well. First time on. Absolute pleasure for you being here, mate.
Big up to the panel. Big up Rachid, Darren. Yeah, I've been on with Darren, Yasser, and Rachid, man. We do our weekly match reactions, but we couldn't do it the last one because I was at a 60th birthday party, so it's a bit of a mad one. But,
I'm not 60 yet.
No. That's it. You're trying to age me, bro. You're trying to age me. Yeah, no. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate that. First time being on the show. Obviously, we've been on other shows together, so yeah, pleasure to be on, and bring up to the chat as well. And we have a lot to talk about. You know what I mean?
We do.
7 days to go, and I'm still looking. Let's be excited, everybody. Let's be excited.
Where are they all? Where's them fucking signings
I got the
at?
perfect clip, you know. I got the perfect
internal solutions.
Listen to
internal IT solutions, man. Internal, it's IT solutions, my friend.
Is your Mac busted?
Listen to
Is your
this.
Windows in need of repair? Do
button,
you have a Trojan horse? Contact IT Solutions and we'll fix your computer. Fuck off, internal solutions. Piss off.
Aaron, listen to this then, Aaron.
That would be
nice. Go fuck yourself! My favorite album is Where Is My Signings? Where is the players? That's my favorite album.
Where is my signings? You know what I mean?
Who is that? He's a Liverpool fan, isn't it?
That's Mo. That's Mo. What's the name of it? Oh, no, it's the Sam. That's the Sam, isn't it? That's the Sam. Yeah.
That's when
he found out Arsenal was getting Zubimendi, He was annoyed, innit?
Yeah.
Because they're obviously
I don't blame him.
They decided to make a profit when
Was
they
that
got
when
a
he
new
had a
manager.
meltdown and he was saying something like, when he's saying
He
you
said
like
that-
rat, I hope you get flies on your dinner or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
I was like, fucking hell, he's
hate
going
watch.
well PG, this geezer.
Yeah, he put.
No, because I think with him, he was so frustrated. Obviously, the Liverpool, they don't make a lot of signings in general.
Yeah.
So, obviously, with Slot coming in and obviously him being the first manager, usually you kind of back the manager that comes in.
Yeah,
And with them, they actually made a profit and bought Chiesa. So when obviously they thought they might finally get a DM that they've been crying for since what's his name? What was his name again? That DM that they had? Fabinho. That's it.
Yeah.
Obviously since then.
He was mustard, wasn't he? And then he just fell off a cliff, Fabinho.
It was
I
so
like,
good.
wow,
And then,
man, this geezer's fantastic. And then he just went.
But he had
man,
injuries
I'm not
though.
popular no more.
Yeah, but I think a lot of their midfielders, because listen, they lost Anderson. You know, there's a lot of them that they were past it in it, and so Klopp had to try and pull something out of the bag, but unfortunately, he just didn't happy. He had to go with that, and that's when I think the season when they just fell off, and they needed to readdress the midfield, and they didn't do it. And still, Slot's had to now work with Gravenberch. He's done a really great job with him. So
Yeah. Well, right. Let's get into some Arsenal stuff. I mean, do you know what? For me, we've obviously got a lot to unpack, right? There's one place to start, right? And it's not going to be that little parasite Weasel Oliver. It's not. We're going to start with looking at ourselves in the mirror, and that's the only one place to start, and that's at Kai fucking Havertz. Do you know what, Yasser? I'm going to come to you first because you're the only one that can have an Arsenal perspective watching here, but you probably got the better Chelsea perspective out of all of us. So you got to help us out here, bruv. You must be laughing every time you see this geezer pull out stinker after stinker after stinker, missing miss after miss after miss. I'm going to stop boogieing because I realise it's cringe. Tell us about it, man, because this geezer is absolutely pathetic, isn't it? If I was the manager, I don't think I'd sell him. I'd be strangling. You know, one of them horrible little thumb that eye in the gouging, you little bastard. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're not that angry at him, but come on, man, you must be laughing, isn't it? What's going on?
Look,
vulgar.
because for me, the only reason we would laugh is because when he was for sale and he was linked to Arsenal, it went from everyone clowning him to all of a sudden he's the best striker, he's going to be the best player at the club or whatever, right? Yeah. Now, that's not really my main reason for it anyway. My thing was, with us as Chelsea fans, usually, if it's a player that's not good enough and he's leaving, we'll tell you, right? Because if you know that you've heard it from a Chelsea fan or somewhere where they've told you, good luck with Havertz. This is how he is and whatever. We got told he was misunderstood. I was like, well, we couldn't get him in any position anyway. We knew that. We tried him in midfield. In his first game for Lampard, he played on the right wing against Brighton. He got one shot from Lewis Dunk, and you could tell on his face that he was like, okay, I didn't know this league was like this. You know how sometimes you just see it on their face where they're like, I knew the Premier League was physical, but I didn't think it was this physical. And you guys have seen him on the right wing. We've seen him on the right wing before too. So we knew the right wing wasn't going to work. The only place where it might work is up front. But then it's a purple patch. So we can kind of tell you when he will play well and when he won't. So we basically have enough data gathered over time that we can tell you there's a patch between March and basically we can tell you when he will score and when he won't. So that's the only reason we'd laugh, because we're kind of seeing what we've said from the beginning. Mason Mount was a little bit different because he actually did a lot of things for us. He was very important for us when we won the Champions League and stuff like that. And he actually weren't injured when he was with us. So when he went over to United, for us it was more how much was left on his deal and how much we got for him. That was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? But besides that, with the Havertz thing, everything I'm seeing now, I've already seen. When he used to score goals for us, we used to say that he was born offside. That probably rings a bell. How many times he's been offside?
Yeah. Mate, I can't think what game it was recently. One of the last 2 or 3. I mean, he was just offside every single time. It was one. I can't think what one it was. Probably all of them, but there was one particular one in my head. I can't think what one it was. But he's absolutely taking the piss. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, like he's, like what we doing here? Like, how many times can you be offside? And do you know what? I know he's injured. Jesus does it a lot and all. I'm thinking we got 2 strikers that ain't strikers that can't even fucking stay on side.
Like, by the way, Aaron. If he touched the ball, you know the Calafiore goal? If he touched the ball, that would have been offside.
I know. Or do you know what? I obviously I was going like, yes, you know what I mean? I was having a little celebrate when that goal went in. And then you see it back, I'm like, don't you fucking dare be.
But this is what I was
Don't
gonna
you
say.
dare. You know,
Aaron,
when
this
your
is what I
arm
was gonna
sinks a
say.
little bit and you're like, oh, for
Anytime
crying out
Havertz
loud.
is anywhere near the ball, I never used to celebrate. At some point, I stopped celebrating because I had to make sure it was a goal. Like all the checks are done. Okay, cool, it's a goal, and then I can be like, okay, I can celebrate now. Because with Havertz, it's always, it was either offside, or it wasn't fully over the line, or he literally missed from 2 yards out, and he thought it was going in, but it never went in. So there's all these scenarios with Havertz that, because even the Champions League goal that he scored for us, he needed a bit of help of Ederson. He was 1v1, but if Alisson didn't hit, I mean, Ederson didn't hit, and it went into his path, he would have missed that one too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Do you know what? Right. So this is the one thing, and I'm gonna move on to Rachid here with the Havertz thing still, mate. Like Chelsea got absolutely fortunate that double mugs like Arsenal and treble mugs like Mikel Arteta gave Chelsea their money back for this absolute mongoloid. We fucked right up here with this Havertz thing because do you know what? It's almost exactly the same situation as we was in a few years ago when Mikel Arteta took over the club. And why do I say that? We've got average at best players on long contracts and horrifically overpriced in terms of wages. We ain't going to get, or are we? Is there going to be another mug that's going to come in and give us even 30, 40 million for Kai Havertz? Are they going to bulk at the wages that he's on? Yes, of course. What do we do with this now? We're stuck with him, aren't we, for 3 years, Rachid?
Havertz has been a problem for us since the day we signed him. When we had him in the midfield, he was a problem. Let's be real, because even as an 8, he was a problem. Even the price was a problem. You know, the timing was a problem. We signed him when we didn't really need a player like him. He was a problem. Now he's a problem up front.
Yeah.
So now, what Havertz is doing now is all down to one man, or let's call it a man and the board. It's Arteta and his friends that are, so cool that now, in one of the press conferences, he said that, it's 3 parties to sign for a player. So when you want a transfer to be done, you need to go to 3 parties. So 3 parties need to all agree on one player. I don't know how they agreed on Havertz. I'm still thinking to this day, like, why would you go for a player like that? He didn't work out as a midfielder, and he's not working out as a striker. We don't know what to do with this player, to be honest. And now, who is he? Who are you going to sell him to? Unless you send him to Saudi. Unless you say that he's sending to Saudi, which I know that you would personally take him. You take him to the airport, right?
He'd be in the airport in the boot, mate, because I've finished him. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah,
Well,
he would never make it on the plane. I'll just put you dirty bastard. Yeah. Anyway,
Exactly. So it won't be any problem. Any problem. The only problem is that this player we can only sell to Saudi with that kind of money that he's on, and to get a little maybe 20, 25. You know, it'll be very surprising to get 30. If you get 30 million, cash out. You know, minimize damages. You know, the damage has already been done, but at least, you know what I'm saying, get a little 30 out of it and build on it. Because I don't think, do you guys honestly think that we can get 30 out of this player? Who would buy him?
The thing is, like what you rightly said, and I'll come to Darren with this as well. His European value is absolutely next to nothing, because people might pay maybe 30 million, but they're not going to pay the wages, because that's just an added extra over a course of 3, 4 or 5 years. They're going to sign him. He's not not old, sorry, you know. So he's probably going to want a 4-year deal minimum wherever he goes. And let's face it, if he wants to accept a pay cut from his 285, whatever he's on, he's still probably going to want in the 200s there or thereabouts. And people have seen him now, not just over 2 years at Arsenal, nearly, obviously, including the season, but over a period of 3 years or so over Chelsea. So they've got a long sort of span. So he's finished in the Premier League. No one in the Premier League will pay that money and that wages, because they've seen over 5 years, he just isn't good enough. European clubs don't have the money that the Premier League has. So who's going to sign him there? Is it Barcelona or Real Madrid going to sign him? So that means no one is in Spain. It's someone like Inter Milan who hasn't got as much money as them clubs. Are they going to sign him? No. So you're right. He's called it himself in Saudi.
By the
Darren,
way,
go on. Sorry, go on.
So just this and going to that. By the way, when we tried to sign him, Real Madrid went in for him, and I think they put like 25 on the table. They wanted him for 25, and that was his actual price. And that was his price. Because if Arsenal actually bought him for the right price, I'll be like, okay, maybe they got a signing wrong. But 65 million is just ridiculous. But sorry, Darren. Sorry.
Now, Darren, what I wanted to ask you as well, do you know what I mean? Like, I was going to sort of say about Kluivert, we're going to stick with it, and then we'll get Normski after, of course. Mate, it's criminal misses again, Darren. You know, this isn't the first time this season. In fact, it's not the first time this month that he has had chance after bloody chance. I mean, how many opportunities does this guy need to just put the ball in the net once? Top Gooners will say, you know, last week, but he scored a goal. You know, what was it? Probably the second or the third goal he scored. I mean, I'm sorry, over the course of the month, he's got 1 goal, maybe 2, like no more than that. And he's probably had about 20 clear-cut chances. What's going on here, Daz? With this,
it's a disaster. We're in season 2 with Havertz, and I'm now, as I'm listening to you guys, I'm actually thinking Arteta is the 13-year-old child with the keys to the Ferrari at Arsenal Football Club. Just want to come and play for him because he ain't got any experience, and let's be honest, he's not winning anything with us. Apart from Declan Rice, who thought it was a good idea, but I'll come on to him later. But you know, what I concerned straight away when I heard we were signing Havertz, and especially for 65 million, I thought, what? Where's this come from? And I'm now wondering if Arteta thinks, I've got to be the big man. I've got to show I can spend a big amount of cash on a player. So what I'll do is, I've heard that Kai Havertz might want to come and play for me. So boom, I'll do 65 million and show everybody that I can be the big Arsenal manager and all this. Right? Well, unfortunately, when he did his first press conference, he sat there all chilled out and he said, coming to this club is like joining a family, which really was a subword for retirement home. He scored the winner for Chelsea in the Champions League, which is a great thing to have on your CV. None of us can deny that. But ask yourself this question. Would Chelsea really have signed us, this player, if he was that valuable to them? No, they wouldn't have done. So I go along to Arsenal Fulham at home last season. I'm in the clock in, about 6 seats back. And within about 30 minutes, I can feel myself wanting to get raged because I'm looking at Havertz's movement and it's consistent with a concrete fence post that props up most wooden panels in your back garden, right? And I'm like, what the fuck have we done paying £65 million for this bloke who can't even be fucking asked to run around? We've just seen Kluivert get up at Newcastle. His dad had movement like you've never seen before. I watched the video of awesome. Patrick Kluivert a couple of nights ago because I remember him being a decent player. When I saw Kluivert score all them goals, thinking, should we be in for him? And Kluivert's movement is Patrick, this is his dad, not the younger lad.
Unbelievable for Barca, wasn't he?
Fucking out of this world. He's getting goals with his head coming into the box. He's good on his feet. And I remember when he played for Louis van Gaal in that Barcelona team, he was like silky with his touch skills and everything. And it's like, we've just gone and done an excessive amount of money as a publicity stunt to say, well, we can spend big money. We're Arsenal. Yeah, good. We've got this Champions League winner and now it's going to happen for us. Well, I'm sorry, Arteta, Kroenke, idiot fan base at Arsenal, 50% of them. That's not how football works. That's not how building a championship winning squad, Champions League winning squad, FA Cups, League Cup winning squads. That's not what it's fucking all about at all. You don't just go and do money for the fucking sake of it. And that's what Arteta and Vinay and all them other crankies have just gone and done. They just fucking wasted money. Now, then, the end of last season, about Christmas to May last season, he started putting a few goals in with his head because Arteta had put him in left midfield, which was fucking ridiculous. And then people started to get, well, look, you know, he's... And now... this season, he's just gone back to what he was at the beginning of his Arsenal career last season. And he's just, it looks like he's given up the ghost. He's just going there to earn his money and he's not interested. And those 3 chances against Wolves, by the way, if he was really hungry, if he had massive desire, if he really wanted to win, he'd have buried at least one of them chances out of 3, but he fucking missed them all.
Fact. Absolute sort of fact, mate. 150%, mate. Normski, you've been waiting patiently.
Yes,
listen,
I have, and I have notes. I have notes, mate.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
No, mate. You must have. I didn't actually realize. I didn't actually realize you was gonna be. Well, listen, we have to be on Kai because he's meant to be our number 9.
Yeah.
But I still called him number 29, right?
No, he's supposed to be a number 8, Normski.
I don't know because obviously when Arteta bought this guy, he bought him as a number 8, because he wanted to replace what's his name,
Xhaka.
Xhaka. He wanted to replace him, so he brought him in for that. We knew that he went on tour, and everybody was the ops were having a go at him because he messed up in the when they were doing the old the competitions. He didn't score. I didn't think he scored anything or whatever. Everybody's having a go about him and all of that. And I remember that June of 2023, when his name was mentioned, and I actually thought they were joking. Sometimes when you get stuff come out on social media, you're thinking, nah, this can't be true. There's no way that Mikel Arteta, is going to go in for this guy. And Yasser, I know you know a lot about your player, and I was looking at what they do, what was their metrics for getting this guy from Chelsea, and I made a few notes on Kai. Right now, Kai's been with us just over now 18 months. He's been with us, and he's meant to be our prolific number 9. And there's this notion or this narrative, the end of last season, January of 2024. When he started to bang some goals, albeit it was against relatively easy sides, okay? He had a bit of a purple patch, and everybody's hanging on to that, So coming into the new season, yes, we was linked with Sesko. That fell apart, so they're thinking, well, we're going to stick with this guy. But I'm looking at this guy, he's played 82 games, all right, for Arsenal, and he's scored 28 goals. Let me just say this now. Gabriel Magalhaes, all right, might have been there a little bit longer. Yeah, we get that. He might have been there a bit longer. I think he came in 2020. Okay. He's a defender, people. Yeah. But his career goals for Arsenal's 20. Yeah, he's a defender in his career. Kai Havertz is meant to be our main man. So I'm as far as I'm concerned, people are thinking that Arteta's gonna get the best out of this guy. He's gonna start. There was this thing that he's gonna bang 20 goals per season. Nah, mate. Nah, mate. 28 goals. Before he left Chelsea, this guy played for Chelsea for 3 years, people. 139 games, 32 goals. What in your mind?
1 in 4.
1 in 4.
Basically, yeah.
Right? In your mind, would you be going for this guy? Yeah, I can understand that Rashid's hit the nail right in the head. You pay 25 million for this guy, you say, no problem. No problem. His best season obviously was with Leverkusen, where he scored, I think it was 46 goals in 150 games. Okay, so that was his best season. And Chelsea looked at that, thought, we're going to bring him over. He ended up playing as like was it kind of like, was it like a false 9?
Yeah.
Was it like a false 9? He played across the, we was saying that he could play across the front 3. Then you got our other striker. I know we're not going to, we're focusing on things, but we're meant to have 2 number 9s. Gabriel Jesus has been with us since 2022. The guy's played 96 games for us, 26 goals, people. What's the ratio, people? Tell me what the ratio is. I'm not very good. 1 in 3, right? So when you look at these numbers between the two of them, this is not title-winning strikers, mate. This is not title-winning strikers. I don't know what it is about Arteta and what he's got against going and getting prolific striker. You saw what he did with Aubameyang. He ended up getting rid of him, but one time he was playing him at left back or wing back.
Fucking left wing back, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right, Normski, mate. You're right. It's fucking madness,
it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
And he was 33, by the way. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
And this man got a golden boot. This guy got a golden boot. So whilst I was waiting, and pondering around, I took a load of screenshots of all the, goal scorers that are in double figures. Chris Woods is on 50. He's played 59 games, for Nottingham Forest, and the guy's got this is in all since he's joined Nottingham Forest. 29 goals,
not bad,
right? 29. This season alone, he's scored. I think it's 13 goals or 14 goals.
That's not bad.
Right? Clive Wirtz has scored. Clive Wirtz 11 goals. Yeah, he's an attacking forward and 4 assists. That's Kluivert. I could go through I've got an extensive list here. I did not say no more. Mohamed Salah, 19 goals. Yeah?
I didn't realize he had that much.
Haaland, 18 goals. Yeah? Luis Diaz, right? Who is now coming in as a sub. He has the same amount of goals as Havertz, 8 goals. Cody Gakpo, who plays on the wing, has 8 goals. Yeah? I can keep going. Matthew Cunha, 10 goals and 4 assists. Right? The list goes on. I said Chris. Actually, Chris was his 14 goals. So I tell a lie, 14 goals. Look at
He's
this.
having a great season, isn't he?
Wisa,
Great season.
yeah, Wisa. He's a midfielder.
Yeah.
11 goals. Yeah. And Embrainwell, 14 goals, people.
Good player.
Yeah, 14.
He is a good player.
I've got I must have got about 20 screenshots on my phone. Yeah. We could be ill all night, mate. And we got our top goal scorer.
I bet you if Alex Ferguson was managing Arsenal, he'd either go and get Mbeumo, right,
Yep.
or he'd go and get Kluivert from
Yep.
this league.
Mate.
He wouldn't fuck about. He'd just go and go 50 million. There you go.
Here it is.
There it is.
Here it
There's
is.
our striker. Done.
Here it is.
No
Here it
fucking
is.
about with people from abroad that
Yeah.
need to settle in. Let's get ready-made people.
Johan Duran, yeah? Johan
Duran,
Duran, who comes off the bench, 7
in
goals.
the Premier League.
And they're in form now. You're right, Darren. Not scared. They're banging form now.
All in
They're at
form.
clubs inferior, with all due respects to them. If Arsenal come in and goes, Kluivert, fancy popping up to Arsenal, mate, you're banging form. We want a bit of you.
Yeah.
He's not going to go, nah. Do you know what I mean? He's going to go, yeah, it's hardly as if I'm going to be behind the pecking order of Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, Kanu, and Wiltor, is it, for fuck's sake? You're behind fucking Kai Havertz and a geezer that ain't even on the field half the fucking time he's been here, and Gabriel Jesus. You've got to have the lay of the land, didn't you, if you're signing for Arsenal as attacking forward, at least for the next 6 months. Fucking minimum. And before I bring Ozzy in on just to touch on Havertz, and then I will move off. People, don't forget to like and sub. Makes a massive difference, and also sub to the guys' channels as well. A couple of them got Instagrams as well. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you show them love. Links are all in the description. Ozzy, your shout on Havertz before we move on to that absolute steaming pile of fuck that is Michael Oliver.
Big up Aaron, big up Rachid, big up Ross, big up Normski,
Big up,
say
brother.
everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys. Big up the chat. I mean, what's said about this guy that's left to be said? Honestly, Chelsea fan warned us. We didn't want him, and then we get linked with him, and all the top reds start getting jiggy about it. Oh, he's good. He scored in the Champions League final. The guy's been here for a season. Would you say season and a half now? He ain't performed. I mean, just to go into context, I mean, look at the chances he had on the last game. He had 4 chances to score. Did he score any? No, he didn't. And we've seen this time and time again where this guy is not clinical.
Yeah.
Because he, first of all, when he was coming to be a football player, he never played as a striker. He's not in the mold of a striker. All of a sudden, where you've played football, for God knows how many years, and you've played as a number 10, number 8, I don't know what the hell he is. I'm just going based on what he was at Leverkusen. And what is he, 25, 26? All of a sudden, at the age of 20, 25, 26, you're going to change your position of a professional football player and be like, you know what, I'm going to become a striker. It don't happen. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to add on the striker thing is to get golden boots here. It's been time and time, season after season, yeah. You need strikers that get 2 in 3. And what I mean by 2 in 3, they scored in 2 matches out of 3. That's title-winning strikers. we've seen for as long as I've watched football, yeah, the Golden Boot, you're talking 2025 plus. Yeah, if you do the maths, you know, 38 games out of the season, you need to be scoring about 2/3 of those games to be up there. We ain't had that since Aubameyang. And like you guys were saying before, and then big up Normski with the stats. I mean, the stats are there. The evidence is there to prove that these guys are not going to take us over the line. And we've spent, like I've said time and time again, we've spent 110 million on these two guys. They're earning 550 grand a week to be our bagsmen, and they're not bagsmen. So, like, it's, I mean, even like,
but they'll tell you, Ozzy,
even
they'll
like
tell you
what I'm
that he
saying,
scored
like
14 goals in 30.
Chris Wood, like other you know, teams that are like lower level, they've got better strikers. And one last point I want to make is like Normski was saying, I think someone else mentioned it as well. With a manager like Fergie, he just used to get the best in the league.
Yeah,
we've seen it time and time again. He got Tevez, he got Berbatov, just a few other players. You should think, you know, all right, cool. What do I need? Oh, who's the best out that we ain't got in the league? All right. What is it? A window? All right, let's go get him. How much? 40 million, 50 million, whatever it was.
Listen to what Hendo just said. Yeah, Bournemouth have better strikers, and they just sold their top striker in Solanke in the summer, and they've still got better forwards than us. Madness. Yeah, I mean, big up Hendo as well. By the way,
it's not hard to get players in when you have a good talent ID, but we've seen with this guy, due to his inexperience, he's buying players, and I don't know. It's like he's Lego building. Like, does this piece go here? Does this piece go there? You know what I mean? We're a club at Arsenal, man. We're not Preston. We're not Plymouth. You know what I mean? Where you start learning about how to manage what player goes here, what player goes where. It's Arsenal, for goodness sake. And we've seen it. He signed 30 plus players, and he's trying to do all this, like, you know, like the term that you use, Aaron. What's it called? Cones in like square boxes or something like that.
Pegs it round up.
You know what I mean?
Square pegs
and that's
around
what he's doing. Yeah. And it's been 5 years. It's not like he's done it in his first year where you think, all right, he's figuring it out. Second year, okay. It's been 5 years. And he's still doing this malarkey of, oh, there's a triangle, go in a square. There's a circle, go in the hexagon, and all, like, you know what I mean? It don't work. Football's a simple game. You have strikers, you have midfielders, you have defenders, and you have a goalkeeper. And they play in their positions.
Ozzy, this is what happens, bruv, when the University of Arsenal hire freshers in managers like Mikel Arteta. They go through college and university for 5 years, and maybe they get it right. In our case,
I've said the time again. Arsenal have hired a supply teacher, and literally it's like they've given him a 5 year apprenticeship, and he's still on his apprenticeship because he ain't figured shit out. He still doesn't know how to play against a low block, for goodness sake.
He's failing every test, mate. He's failing every test. Look how many competitions we've been in. We've not won.
It's becoming tiring, and you're still getting people defending him, saying, "Oh, he still needs more pieces." He's signed over 30 players, for goodness sake. How many more players do you want him to sign?
Another 60, for another 30, I think. Yeah, make it up to 60. Because I mean, like I said,
enough is enough. Every excuse, everything you could say to even give this clown of a manager, this egomaniac, narcissistic Lego head, you can't defend him no more. There's no points to defend him. I know there's people saying, oh, well, look where he's got in Arsenal competing.
Yeah.
For me, growing up, and I've said this time and time again on many channels, on Lee's channel, when I grew up watching Arsenal, competing was the bare minimum. If we didn't win the league this season, we had to win it the next.
Yeah,
I'm tired of this narrative. Oh, you got to be up there to compete. You got to compete to win. Well, we've been competing for how many years? What we won? We ain't won shit.
Nada. Well, look, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll come to Mikel Arteta. No. You're all good. You're all good because I want to carry on talking about it. But before I get there, because that's what I want to talk about.
It's just frustrating, Aaron. You know what I mean? Because sometimes
it's massively frustrating.
Like,
yeah, I feel you, bro.
It's just people like I don't get how they don't see it, and you're not seeing what we're seeing. It's just it just drives you a bit mad at sometimes. And the thing is, like, you know, obviously everyone supported this club for how many years? You're passionate about supporting this club. You know what I mean? So sometimes, well, you just need that passion just takes over sometimes, man, because you get frustrated.
Yeah. No, facts, man. Yeah, no, facts. Now, again, fucking big up to the chat as well. Like I said, guys, chats are in the description. Guys, links are in the description. Do you know what I mean? Show everyone on this panel some love. Right, I do want to just move it on, and we will come back to Mikel Arteta. So you can have a proper full-on, have another little go at him, Ozzy, because I know you do, and I think we all do, because he's an absolute useless little pillock, isn't he? He's been here half a decade, and he's absolutely spaffed away the vast majority, $750 million. Let's just get it right and call it how it is, and that's what we will do on here. Call it fucking out. Look, you know, let's get on to this absolute fucking rodent of a ref, yeah? Now, look, I never really blame refs. I never do. You know, it's Arsenal's fault. And I want to start off just before I bring it up that, listen, if Kai Havertz puts away one or two of his chances, who gives them a toss about the ref? We shouldn't allow the ref to actually affect our game. But because we haven't got a striker that can score
100%.
It happens time and time again. So we've got to look inwards before we start looking outwards and blaming people, yeah? It's absolutely our fault we let that ref affect the game because it should have been 1 or 2 fucking nil before that happened. Let's just get it right. But it did happen, and we want to sort of talk about that. So this ref, I'll just bring up a couple of instances, and there's more than this, but off the top of my head, you know, we've got when he double booked Martinelli for the same action twice. He gave him 2 yellows, I think, a couple of years ago, against actually Wolves, I think, away. That Kovacic when he hacked out Odegaard against Chelsea, against Man City, was it? And he said, "Oh, I didn't want to spoil the game."
That's right.
Spoil it. And it's the same ref as well this season that booked Trossard when he booted it away. But I mean, it was him with like 0.0 fucking 1 of a second when he kicked it away. And then obviously again then Saturday, and there's plenty more shit from this fucking ref, and I don't understand it. Yeah, like I said, I don't like blaming the ref, but it is what it is. I just want to bring up something. That's getting on my nerves, right? So let's have a little look at this. So we've seen the PGMO now. They've released this statement. We are appalled by the threats and abuse directed at Michael Oliver following the Wolverhampton Wanderers v Arsenal fixture. No official should be subject to any form of abuse, let alone the abhorrent attacks aimed at Michael and his family over the last 24 hours. He hasn't got any social media, by the way, people. Yeah, just letting you know, he ain't got any social media at all. None whatsoever. The police are aware, and a number of investigations have been commenced. We are supporting Michael. Of course you fucking are. And all those affected. Oh, dear. Oh, you're supporting Michael and all those affected. Don't we just feel so sorry for you? We feel so sorry for you, Michael Oliver. Yes, we fucking do. Yeah. And we will aim to tackle this unacceptable behaviour. What you need to start fucking tackling, Michael Oliver, and what you need to start tackling PGMOL, and more importantly, Howard fucking Webb, is the spastics you're employing. Absolute. That's what you should be looking for. Sadly, this is not the first time match officials have been forced to deal with the threats in recent times. Boo fucking who? We will continue to support all investigations. How about you investigate how retarded and useless this fucking referee is? And I don't know about you, boys. Any one of you can jump in. I don't want this geezer refereeing an Arsenal game again because I've fucking had enough of him. And I've had enough of PGML supporting these absolute fucking pillocks. Any one of you, feel free to take the floor on this absolute tosspot.
Right, yeah. Let me just come in here.
Normski then Yasser, yeah. Normski then Yasser.
And I'm going to put that disclaimer out there as well, Aaron. Listen, first of all, we don't condone, going after people's whatever. Now, as you rightly said, this guy doesn't have no social media, so there is a bit of deflection going on here, because how often do we get this where they bring out this statement from the BBC? We know that VAR and all that is all owned by the Premier League, the BBC, and all. They're all in it together. Okay, so it's just quite thingy that they bring this statement out, yeah, to deflect, because a lot of people and pundits, obviously fans, are not happy with this. Yes, we won the game, but the fact that we won the game, we're still talking about this. Because normally, as you rightly say, Aaron, we should not let referees decide our outcome of our games. What we need to do, what Kai Havertz needed to do that day after missing 3 or 4 chances, right, is you put the game to bed, and if that happens, you deal with it after. Because up until that point, I mean, the game was absolutely boring up until that point. The tackle happens, and I remember seeing, I was thinking, what's happened there? Like, you know what I mean? He stopped what he called it from happening, break, and it looked like he just stuck his leg out. They showed it after that it was dangerous. Studs showing, raked him down his Achilles. Actually, he didn't rake him down his Achilles. It was around the front of his shin. Okay, and what they were saying, it was done with excessive force and violent conduct. Okay, couldn't believe it. I was just waiting for the referee to just spread the yellow card, and we move. Even Skelly was just sort of kind of running off and say, "Oh, I've got a yellow card. At least I've stopped the break and whatever, or the counter." He takes out the red card. Bang! Can't believe it. Unbelievable. I was like in shock. This referee should not be managing or refereeing any Premier League games. Bar saying Arsenal, he should not be refereeing any Premier League game because this guy is not fit for purpose. A lot of these referees in this league are not fit for purpose. Why don't they go abroad and get some referees? The PGMOL are going to back this guy, yeah. Whether the red card gets rescinded or not, it looks like they're going to be backing the PGMOL is going to be backing Oliver on this, right? Because the fact that they're saying it was high and it came down on the ankle. Now, in the same instance, in the very same game, okay. Who was the guy that done Timber?
Gomez.
It was Gomez, yeah. That was more false as far as I'm concerned. You know what the problem is?
100%, yeah.
What the problem is that the referee, right, or the PGMO keep changing the rules. So none the wiser what's going on. We don't know what a handball is from what not is a handball. Okay? So they need to share these things, because as far as I was concerned, anywhere else on that pitch, I'm thinking that's a yellow card. Yeah, I'm just thinking it's a yellow card. So I couldn't believe what I've seen. But this guy, we've seen it. We've seen the history. When he done Declan Rice as well. And as you said, when he done Odegaard, and they just said Howard went camp and said we didn't want to ruin the game.
Yeah,
he clearly took out this guy.
He took him out, mate. So I watched it earlier because I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
I watched
so
it
what
earlier.
we're looking at is inconsistency.
Leveled him, Normski.
It's inconsistency. It's inconsistency. This is the problem. There's too much inconsistency. And now, they're bringing ref watch. Yeah. Dermot Gallagher came out and said if it was him, it would have been a yellow card. He's not going to sort of turn around and say, he should stop refereeing all that. He was saying maybe the VAR people could have helped him a little bit more, because they didn't even go to the screen. They didn't even send him to the screen.
Yeah.
It was literally, that's it. They agreed with him, bang, because they were saying that it was not a clear and obvious error. Yeah,
Seconds,
it's subjective. It becomes subjective, because to you, it might not be a yellow card. Someone else, it might be a red card. But they need to clear this up, because the referees are talked about too much in this league.
Yeah.
This is the problem. This is the
Normski,
problem.
bruv, yeah. I sit in the Emirates, mate, and I'm telling you, time and time again in that stadium, when there's a controversial decision, you think, VAR, I'm sat there when it's going for us. I'm sat there for about 5 or 10 minutes while they're going, right, well, we can't do him here. Can we do him here? Right, we can't do him here. Like, can we do him here? As soon as it's something for us, it's like, oh, no, you're all good. Yep, no, it's all good. VAR check complete. Yep, now go on. I mean, sometimes, I'm not saying
it feels it. Sometimes it does feel like it's there's a conspiracy, but then these other clubs are going through the same thing. Liverpool don't like with the Doku stud. I think it was McAllister studied Doku in the chest, and they didn't give it the handball situation against. I can't remember what team it was when he clearly handballed it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So this guy has got history. This guy has got absolutely history, you know what I mean? But I'm going to go back and read back and say, listen, Arsenal, do not let referees, because the thing about Arsenal fans, we like to blame the referee for everything, you know what I mean? Blame it for our season, blame them for us waking up, whatever it is. It's just everything's their fault. Just get away, do what you need to do on the pitch, go out there, win a game, and if a controversial red card happens, it doesn't matter because you won the game anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because up until that point, we didn't know whether we was going to win the game. When it went to 10 men each, granted, take my out to Arsenal, they went for it. Yeah, they didn't sit back, they went for it. They got the goal for California. We go away from that game 1-0. and that's it. But they're still talking about it, and I'm not.
Yeah.
This guy shouldn't referee. They should have a league table for these guys, and if they're doing bad, deduct points or whatever it is. Or what they used to do in the past, I think they still do it, is demote them before they go and referee in the championship or lower leagues.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it, mate.
Yeah, no, absolutely fucking right, man. Yes, I know you wanted to sort of come in there as well, bruv. Go on.
So,
I want to hear what you're saying because you're sort of a neutral. Obviously, we're all Arsenal fans. What's your thought
so
on it,
for
bruv?
me, I know it's gonna sound mad, yeah, but I don't know because
You go, mate.
I didn't watch the game. Like I watched the game, but I watched it after. I think I went to the kitchen, and that's when the red card happened. So I had to watch it later. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was watching Lee's stream, and Jez was saying, according to the rules, he did the right thing.
The letter of the law,
and then he kind of explained it in terms of what's in the rule book, if that made sense. Because remember, there was also the thing where Gomez's thing was yellow and not a red. I was a bit confused about that myself.
Yeah.
But at first, when you see it, you think, you know what? If it's not a yellow, it might be an orange. My issue is, I know there's no orange cards, but you know what I mean? It's closer to a red, or you could say it's any like. But with for me personally, my main thing with the referees is I don't mind the referee getting it wrong. So if he thought it was a red, fine, he's given a red card. If it's wrong, either send him to the screen to have a quick look at it, or kind of recommend to him to go to the screen. If he then denies to want to go to the screen, then they can say, well, he's been given the opportunity, he didn't want to go to the screen.
Yeah.
My thing is sometimes they don't go to the screen, sometimes they do go to the screen. And to be fair, one of the reasons why Arsenal fans are crying about this now, after the game, even though you won, is because obviously the player's going to be missing games. Yeah, I think if it was just I don't know, if it was like a yellow or something, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, that fifth yellow and you might miss one game.
It feels like a yellow, doesn't it? That's the thing.
You kind of look at it and think, you know what?
You've seen that a billion times, didn't you, Yas? Though, sorry to cut you, but you've seen it a billion times. When you look at it, it's almost like second nature. You know, you go, yeah, that's a yellow. You just know it is. Do you know what I mean? And I know, you know, like the letters of the law, whatever, but we've watched football, all of us, a lot now to sort of be able to just go, yeah, that's a yellow. And there might be some sort of bias in there, but sometimes it's just kind of so fucking obvious. Do you know what I mean? Yep, it's a yellow. We all know what a yellow is. Do you know what I mean? Sorry to cut you, bro, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and sorry again, just before you go again, I just want to let chat know. Sorry, yes, one sec. We've got a couple of good questions from the chat starred, like from Buddha, Vic, Hendar, FC Always, a couple of years. We'll get to that sort of towards the end. I just want to let the boys go on some points, but I'll get to your comments in a little bit, boys. But yeah, sorry again, bro. You go.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I think obviously the biggest frustration comes from obviously him getting a red card and missing, I think it's 3 games or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I hear it, man. Like I can see obviously where the frustration is coming from, but when it's as a rival or whatever, can you weigh in and think, you know what, I think it was Ipswich when the lab dived and they scored that penalty, and you know what I mean, there's so many instances for all clubs where it kind of goes wrong, and it's just essentially, if we go to the, you know, if I just kind of clear it up quickly, I just want, they just need to sort out okay, cool, let's say the referees aren't the competent ones, when the people in the VAR room have to be competent at least. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to rely on VAR for it to be kind of, you know, to clean up the mess the referee might potentially cause, well, then they have to be competent. The problem is that we don't have competent VAR and we don't have competent, because you can't mess up with technology. That's the
it's the people. It's the people.
The people using it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. So I think this is why you see, even if a referee makes a mistake, they go over to the screen and it takes 20 minutes to check it. But all of us that are watching on TV, you know whether it's offside or not. So why is it by the time they put the lines down, okay, cool, we know it's offside. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense, man. Because you had it with like a Duran thing when he kind of ran over the player and accidentally stamped on him, and you can see it was accidental, but you know what, we'll send him off. And you just think that might partly come from the referees not having played football, so they kind of don't really know some of the things that can happen in contact sport. But sometimes it's just I don't think they're corrupt necessarily. I just think they're incompetent.
Oh, 150%. And that
Yeah, I don't think
summarizes
there's
it
any.
absolutely
Because, well,
brilliant,
to be
mate.
honest, why would they have a? Like, I mean, someone give me a reason why they would be against have an agenda against Arsenal or something. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
think there's no
yeah.
reason. You know what I mean? Because
It's
otherwise
just
you'd
very
say, "Where's
frustrating.
Arsenal's turn?" Do you know what I mean? Because this year apparently there's an agenda against Arsenal for Liverpool to win the league. Before that, it was City.
Yeah.
I mean, when's Arsenal turned friend to be the one to get? Do you get what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's been 21 years, so you know what I mean.
Long old time.
They've been having a
Rachid,
go.
bruv.
Even
Rachid,
Leicester got a chance.
You've been sitting there patiently as well, man. I'm going to get you back in.
course.
What's your feelings on this absolute fuckface?
They're all the same,
Of a
man.
ref.
All the referees are the same, and it's the same
Yeah.
for the whole Premier League. You can't change it now. Nothing's going to be done about it, and it is what it is. You know, you just have to play to your strength. And because Man City used to win leagues regardless of the referee, and Liverpool used to win it, won it regardless of referee, and Leicester, Chelsea. So it is possible to win it without regardless of the referee. I think we shouldn't, but yeah, in my opinion, that wasn't a red card. If that's a question as well. In my opinion, that was on a red card.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
I don't want to see him
yeah.
refereeing Arsenal again. I feel like Norm said it. I don't want to see him refereeing at all. You know,
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah, no, I don't
let's
blame
just
you.
plant something on him. You know, if you get a bag, plant it on him, and yeah, call
Yeah.
call the feds on him, and just do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
He's been having gold coke
I
parties with his fucking mate, isn't
I
he?
do
Yeah.
not know. I have no association with
Let's
Rashid. I
plant
do not
it.
know this man. It's the first time I've met this guy on the stream. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Absolutely
but
no idea.
seriously,
Yeah.
it's all the
That's
same.
fine.
It's all the same, Aaron. Let's be honest. It's not just Oliver. It's a lot of referees in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and
They're all
everyone's getting
shit.
affected. Yeah, everyone's getting affected.
We
Yeah.
have Anthony
They're all
Taylor. You know what I mean? We have our version of Michael Oliver, basically.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to
I'm
be
saying
based,
every club out there, every club.
and they're supposed to be the top two best English referees.
Apparently,
'Cause
yeah,
remember,
they
all-
made that.
they-
They
both
made that clear.
Michael
It's
Oliver
gonna
and
be-
Anthony Taylor are the ones that you kind of see ref Euro games if they even get there. They usually those are the ones that actually are there.
There's a theory. They were
So-
saying there was a theory that maybe the people in the VAR didn't want to act against it because they're obviously kind of like lower ranked referees or whatever they are. So they
Yeah.
probably didn't want to go against what Michael Oliver did. Do you know what I'm saying? So
But
that's
this
a
is the thing,
theory
they
out
kind
there.
of back them. So if they know
Yeah.
that the ref made a mistake, they don't want to.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
They don't want
say.
to make it a bigger thing. So what they do is they
Yeah.
just kind of cover it up, which
Mhm.
is another thing they shouldn't be doing anyway. Like I think we
Yeah.
would be commending them if they came out and said, "Oh, actually, go have a look," and it goes back to yellow. Then everyone would be fine. I don't
They
think it
just
would be
do
a
this
big
for the
thing.
drama, guys. Come on, let's be honest.
It
They
is.
just do it for the drama, and every week it happens to someone or a team. It happens
That's why
to
we
a
have
team
ref
every
watch.
week.
That's why we have
Yeah.
ref
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
I think Endo sums it up quite nice as well. But just quickly back to the abuse. Every club has its fair share of arseholes that go on social media and abuse somebody. It's a good point as well that he's got to make, sort of, because do you know what? If he's got actually no social media, which means he's actively looking for it, which means, to be fair, yes, it shouldn't happen, but I do feel fucking less sorry for you because do you know what happens, people? When you go looking for something, usually you fucking find it.
You know what it is,
Darren.
Aaron? I think
Darren,
he
sorry,
was,
no, I just
no,
need to bring
I
Daz
don't
in.
think
Sorry,
he's
just
got
one
any.
second.
I don't think he
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
any abused person. I think it's
Well,
because
yeah.
he was trending on
Yeah,
Twitter.
I
So
don't think it was a yellow
people have probably
card.
seen all the things that were being said about him, and I think that's probably where they came out to kind of protect him or defend him out of it. I don't think it's anyone kind of doing it personally, whatever. I think it's more what was happening on social media. Him
Yeah.
in his Newcastle shirt and all that stuff that we were seeing.
Yeah, but like I said, he's looking for it, isn't he? He's looking for it, and he's found it. Don't whinge then. Do you know what? If you're going to open a door and someone says, "Yeah," if you open the door, do you know what I mean? You're not going to like what you see, and you open the door. Well, fucking don't open it then, you stupid fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you whinging for? Do you know what I mean? Dazza, what's your? Do you know what I mean? No, it is. He's an adult. What you saying?
Yeah, my take on it is this, right? I didn't think it was a yellow card. I thought it was a ridiculous yellow card. All right, okay, I know, appreciate Jez, ex-referee, and the rules
Big
and
up, Jez.
everything.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
there is discretion. But I also do get they do get marked and everything, so they are under scrutiny, right? We don't know exactly what these threats have been, so. You know, I am a little bit with this PGML, you know, it's unacceptable abuse because at the end of the day, this bloke's got a family, might have daughters, sons and everything. We don't know what the threats are, but let's be real, right? Michael Oliver gets paid a lot of money. Michael Oliver is in the spotlight. He's a celebrity. He's a Premier League referee. So he would have told all his family, listen, I'm earning good money. I love my job. You're probably going around blaring on the back of it all and bigging yourself up as well on the back of that. But with that fame comes the possibility that one day something's going to happen in the public spotlight and a few threats are going to get thrown in. And let's be honest, this will all be forgotten about next week, right? Nobody will be talking about this next week.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, it's just a storm that's just going to blow over, right? So I'm a bit 50-50 with this and sympathy and everything, right? But I think where we're going wrong with referees is we're putting them on this celebrity pedestal. And Yasser, you've hit the nail on the head when you say Oliver and the other bloke are meant to be one of the best referees in Britain or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's where I think we're going wrong. We should not be giving them that
title
what
status.
we should be doing is we should have a structure in place in British football or English football, the Football League, England, Wales, whatever, Scotland, where we say, right, a ref will go into the Premier League and you can't be there for any more than 5 years or 4 years. You've got to consistently perform above average and do well. You'll get marked, right? And you've got to understand one ridiculous decision that is so blatantly obvious, with or without VAR, and I'd scrap VAR tomorrow if I could, but that ain't happening, right? What happened is you will then you'll be knocked back down to the Championship, League One, League Two, and you'll actually move about the leagues and then actually give other refs from the lower divisions that have proved themselves, give them a go in as being a ref, because, you know, I just think, you know, he does look a little bit, he looks like he's got it in his personality that. And the other thing I expect Arsenal fans is not to whinge about these decisions, because you bang on everybody about if we were 3-0 up, this wouldn't matter, would it? Yeah. And the other thing I blame is Arteta as well, because it's his job to know exactly which referee does what. Each of these referees have got their own little idiosyncrasies where they'll be hard on something but soft on something else, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And Wenger, Ferguson were masters at this. They used to brief the team before they went out, give them the team talk, and they used to say, right, watch out for this ref today because he don't like tackles from behind, for example. So there's no fucking excuse from Arsenal fans. There should be no excuses from Arteta or the club. Let's get on with it. Stop fucking whinging about conspiracy theories, right? Because it all evens itself out over a season.
Yeah, but it's the same as a player. Sorry, before you move on,
Well said.
Even as a player, you always used to get it where, remember, a lot of players used to test the referee when they start a game to give a tackle someone and see, okay, is it going to be one of those games where is he dishing out the cards quickly or is he going to be lenient? So sometimes but at this point, it even depends on the referee's mood on whether he's going to, do you know what I mean? So it was almost like you got to test the ref during the game. We had it with like Diego Costa and stuff. You always used to see, is he going to get sent off quickly? And you could see him just testing the ref's patience the whole game, but he was getting the most that he could out of the opposition player. So it's just one of those things. It's just that, even look at, for example, what's the automated offsides? They keep pushing that back. It works perfectly fine in the Champions League. So why would the referees not want something that helps make their jobs easier, where they don't have to draw lines on Microsoft Paint? Do you know what I mean?
Was they meant to bring it in as the second half of the season, or is it going to be?
It was supposed to be the last. It was supposed to be the last international break, or the one that was in October.
What the fuck is it? This is what I'm saying. Like, how hard is it to fucking implement it? This is the richest league in the fucking world.
They said they want to keep testing.
I know it's a bit more technical than this. How can't they put an extra few fucking cameras in the stadiums? I mean, I know it's more technical, but fuck me, it's not an evolutional fucking process, is it? It's
No,
a
no, no.
fucking few cameras. Why is it
Aaron.
not in? They've had plenty of time to do it.
Oh
It's
no, Aaron.
unacceptable, man.
Aaron, think about it like this. It's already there. Because in the Champions League games, they're already moving Premier League stadiums, so it's not like it's not there.
Yeah.
They just said basically when it was about to be released in October, I think it was, wherever that international break was. Remember, because there was like we just got the season started, we had an international break, and then we had another one very close to it. Yeah, it was supposed to be in that second one, and just before it's supposed to be released, they came out and said, "Well, we want to do a bit more testing, so we're going to delay it." So
Bullshit.
the thing is, all they have to do is do the kind of add the technology to the other Premier League teams that aren't in the Premier League, in the Champions League. But all the
So they've
teams
got
that
a
are in the
blueprint,
Champions League
then
already
they
have
just
it.
need to install it. Essentially, they've got
No,
it there.
they already like
I'll
Arsenal
fucking
probably.
do it.
Arsenal
I'll
already
do
has it.
And
Arsenal already has
I'll
it.
help out. Like I say, just get it in there. We're not going to see that this season. It's as
No,
simple as that.
it will probably come in. It'll come in 25, 26 season.
100%. Yeah. Ozzy, I'm going to give you a choice here, mate. You can have a say and have a little whinge about this ref, or you can have first shout, because I'm going to be moving on to Mikel Arteta next. I can see you grinning
The thing
there.
is, I could whinge about both, to be honest.
Yeah. What
I mean,
go on.
for me
Have a little
personally,
whinge about the ref. I'm going to do my thing about the Arteta, because I want to just run through briefly. I tried to do it on my show Saturday, and technology was letting me down. I'm running like fucking PGMOL or their shitty fucking assisted linesman. I'm behind on the fucking technology, people. I apologise. I want to get to the press conference again and skim over it briefly, the pre-Wolves one, where he was having a little titty-tatter. But yeah, just quickly. Yeah, sorry, Oz, go on. You jump in that, and then I'll do my thing, and then I'll jump straight back into you again about Mikel Arteta, because I know you love I know you love him, mate. Do you know what I mean? I know you love him. I can see what that.
Best looking Spaniard we know.
Tell me about this wanker ref. Let me do my thing, and you can tell me about that little cunt, Mikel Arteta.
yeah, no, just to jump on the refereeing thing. The thing is, whoever's been making noise on social media is given the excuse for the PGMO to hide behind that instead of coming out and saying, yeah, our ref fucked up, and yeah, like it was a mistake. Instead of them coming out and saying that, they've had the perfect opportunity to say, well, we've kind of fucked up here, lads, but we've had the lucky escape. And it's all media bias. For me, the refereeing in the Premier League is the worst refereeing in all of the leagues. If we're talking about the 5 leagues, it's the worst. It's absolutely diabolical. The refereeing in the Premier League is absolutely dog shit. And the PGML have too much power, and we've given them too much power. When every season they're chopping and changing rules, you can't talk to the referee. The referee has too power. If you go up to him, he'll show you a little yellow card if he doesn't want to hear it. For me, for me, the way I see it is the PGMO is like, how do you say, it's like the police. And when you've given them too much authority, they abuse it.
They're untouchables.
How can the referee be untouchable? How can the referee in the UK be untouchable? And it's the worst refereeing. I can't remember. I think Wenger said it when he said, well, how comes the Premier League referees don't referee in the World Cup? Because they're absolutely dog shit.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It doesn't get called out. Every time on Match of the Day, week after week, there's always some diabolical decision. And we're going back to VAR. VAR fucked up. This fucked up. This. Why doesn't this happen in the other leagues? When do you ever hear about other leagues or referee making a diabolical decision?
To be fair, there was one, I think,
once
in the
in a blue
Rangers
moon.
No, but sorry, just cut it, Ozzy.
I'm absolutely sick of it, man.
No, Ozzy, you make a fantastic point.
Power, and it needs to change.
Ozzy, you make a fantastic point, yeah? Why is it that we don't hear anything about what's going on, as you rightly said, from other leagues? I've never heard about a referee doing any dodgy things. I mean, I know you've got some of the South American referees, like when it gets a little bit, what's the name? They're like,
but I'm talking
about controversial decisions. Yeah, I can guarantee you, all this ref watch, what you saw on Saturday with Wolverhampton, because millions of people around the world watch the Premier League. It's the most watched league. So they're big celebrities. These guys are big celebrities, mate.
Yeah.
So sorry to butt in there, Osman, but you're right, bro.
Yeah, no, but I'm absolutely sick of it because the officiating in this league has gone down. It's been rubbish for years, and instead of the PGMO saying, "Well, we're going to take a back step here or try to rectify," or the referees are going to undertake new training, or what? It's never. Oh, we've made all these mistakes. But it's like with this manager and these fans, yeah, there's no accountability. Like who holds the PGMO accountable? Where's their authority to say, listen, do you know what, man? You guys are doing a terrible job here, man. You sort it out. You know what I mean? There's no one, and all these like celebrities, like the big football players. Why don't they say something? Why don't the Premier League managers say, listen, now we ain't dealing with this. Oh, the referees are biased, this, that. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's been happening for years. No one calls it out. And I'm angry with it, but for me, it's not about, I want to be biased about, it's against Arsenal and that. That's why I'm not even making a point about Arsenal, yeah? Because at the end of the day, the team needs to do what it needs to win. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, like on the day, we should have been winning that game before that decision happened. But I don't want to make it about Arsenal yet. I want to make it about the officiating in this league that is absolutely dog shit. And it needs to change. Because how many referees can we call out, man? We could go through a whole list.
All of them.
You had that, what's his name? Mike Dean, this Oliver guy. The guy that runs the ship, what's his name? That got
Howard,
yeah. You know, he was a biased ref. Don't tell me you weren't biased. And how is he running? How is someone like him, first of all, running the ship? That's got to be questionable, first of all.
Yeah,
you said you hold them accountable.
I'm not one of like Judge or Judy or ex-Una to be like, yo, to take these guys to court, and they need to be taken to court. I can't lie, man, because it's not once in a blue moon. You could literally go through every week of matches that get played, and there'll be a decision. You'll think
there's something every week in there.
Every
single week.
Why implement the technology first of all? If it's just it's been around what 2-3 years. And it's still pants. It's still shit.
It's fucking bollocks.
Normski,
that last say that you're going to say.
No, I was going to say, I was going to say, obviously it's been around a long time, but I feel sorry for Gary O'Neill. I mean, obviously he's sacked now from Wolves. I mean, they probably got the worst. I mean, this guy is ended up getting sacked, and I would even say that a lot of decisions, and from different referees, not just one specific referee. Where they've had loads of decisions go against them to the point where they had to write up to the PGMOL because it's absolutely ridiculous. They're not fit for purpose and they need to go back to the drawing board, or if not, go just the same way we go and get foreign players to play in this country. Let's go and get some foreign refs to ref in this country because I'm sure Mr. Michael Oliver goes over to the Emirates, the United Emirates, wherever it is, and gets his 20 G's. Or 20K or whatever it is, to go and referee one match alongside all his refereeing colleagues. Just the same way they can go over there, bring referees from over there or wherever it is, and bring them to this country.
100, mate. That's it. I'm going to have the final say on this before we move on. You're absolutely right, on that point, right? Foreign players, foreign managers have made this league fantastic. Why wouldn't foreign referees?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's time.
Here.
150%.
I don't think the referees we have here would actually last overseas. Like if they do the stupid thing, they'll be waiting for them until they come out the stadium. We've seen what happened to like the Bruno
Was it Anthony Taylor? Was it when he refereed the one of the Champions League and they were
Roma game, innit? Was it
the Roma game? And they were waiting for him at the airport. They were getting the views.
So it's not gonna. That's probably why they're not doing the international referee thing. You know what I mean?
Right. What I will do, gents, is we are going to move on now, and you'll see that we've moved on to Yeah. I didn't think that would be greeted with a round of applause, if I'm being totally honest with you. But you can see, yeah. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but it will link into Mikel Arteta, right? But I want to say this, we can see this now. This is on the official. This is on the official Arsenal webpage, yeah. And it starts off by saying every word from Mikel Arteta's pre-Wolves presser. Now, I don't want to do this too much, but this stuff has to be called out, yeah, because this is absolute bollocks. Now, let me just scroll down, yeah. Yeah, I know. Oh, fucking no, like, yeah,
it bothers me. It actually bothers me.
I can't stand his face, man.
What a
I can't stand his face, bro.
Yeah, you've got, there you go. Just for one more little look. Yeah, that's it. Let's get rid of that.
Just because he's smiling and
Right,
everyone.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Is he taking the piss or something?
That ain't no face of a narcissist, bro. Listen, if you get psychologists and you get them to analyze that face, they'll tell you that's a narcissist, bro.
He's a narcissist.
Yeah.
He's a narcissist.
It's just a little dick.
Protagonist.
Shit.
Protagonist.
Right,
I did it my way, yeah. Famous song. I did
it my way. Yeah, sorry for destroying that.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, but yeah. So look, we can see. Yeah, so he's starting it off by saying, blah blah blah, potential players from injury, which is not how the video starts off. And this is the point that I'm going to get on Ben White. Blah blah blah. So we can clearly see. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to sort of. This is my focal point, and this bit right at the top of the page. Yeah, and I'll read the first sentence, because I don't need to read it anymore. So it's on whether it's essential we sign a forward in the window. His answer, my opinion is clear. We lost two very important players in Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus. So we lack goals, people, and options in the front line is clear. Right, so this is supposedly, sorry, Mikel Arteta, we've seen him again, every single word from Mikel Arteta. Because that's quite funny, because I've got written down something vastly similar, considering he says every single word. Now, for people that don't actually know, this is why this Arsenal manager and all of these, it's not just the Arsenal website that's done this, yeah. There's Football.London, all the newspapers failed to let you know about this bit, because you think that that's the start of the question. No. There was about 2 or 3 minutes of back and forth with a reporter. And I thought, I've already done this on Saturday, but I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts about this. So let me read you exactly how that started, because that webpage is full of absolute shit. So it started off like this, people. Question. There's so much noise outside the club that Arsenal need to sign a centre forward. But you clearly don't share the same sentiment. Do you think it's essential you sign a forward, or are you happy with what you have? Mikel Arteta. Sorry, what? I don't share what? He's asked him once. So he's going to ask him the second time. The same sentiment that you don't need to sign a striker this month. Or do you? Have I said no to a striker? For the third time, no, but you don't feel like it's a necessity, do you?
What do you mean?
How do you say that? So he asked him for the fourth time. Do you feel it's a necessity? Mikel Arteta. I don't understand the question. Attempt number 5. So many people outside the club seem to think Arsenal have to sign a forward this month. Mikel Arteta. So what is my opinion is what you're saying. Okay, my opinion is clear. And then he goes on to read, we lost 2 very important players, just like what you read out. Interviewer, for the 6th time. So do you think it's essential you sign a forward? Arteta, if we can get the right player, that's what we're actively looking at. Now, he's had to be asked 6 times in the most pathetic deflection I've ever seen in my life. I will come to Darren with this one just quickly. Sorry, boys. I'll come to Darren, right? Bro. Because this is ridiculous. The protection of this pathetic, cringy little prick is absolutely unbelievable. Now, why is this manager so protected like this? And we can blatantly see it here. That isn't what was actually said. They're hiding from the fact that he made himself look like an absolute prick on camera.
Well, I think he's an embarrassment to Arsenal Football Club. He spent 5 attempts at answering a question that he should have answered straight away. It weren't a difficult question, let's be honest. Yeah. But I'll tell you the thing that really jumps out for me in that paragraph is the fact he says we need some help. Listen, Mikel, I've got news for you, mate. We don't need help. We need a fucking miracle because we've got a board that are just uninterested in the USA with other sporting franchises. We've got a load of board that are here but just can't give a fuck, and you never hear from them. We've got you as manager, who's unqualified, and's won fuck all for 4 years. I think we need a little bit more than just a little bit of help, actually. And what really annoys me is he knows we need more than just a little bit of help. He knows we're nowhere near where we should be winning trophies.
We've had Jesus and Mohammed. We've fucking helped.
Trophies aside, right? The fluidity of the squad from goalkeeper's probably the only reasonably solid bit we've got. Defence is a mess. Midfield is a mess. The wings are a mess. Striker is a mess. It's all a fucking mess. And you inherited a better squad, a stronger squad when you got appointed as manager, and you've messed it all up. And yet you have the audacity to come in these press conferences and just go, "Oh, we need a little bit of help." No, Mikel. If somebody was to give you a little bit of help, it's not going to change nothing. If we get a striker, we ain't winning fuck all. Let me guarantee it now. Go and put money on it. We ain't winning nothing. Yeah. Even if we get a striker, because we ain't got the defence out on the fullbacks, and we ain't got the midfield either. We've got a matchstick man in midfield who's our captain, who gets cameras out in previous seasons, who don't want to fucking be here. He was telling the club and Arteta in the summer he wanted to go because the Premier League's too fucking physical for him. Well, fuck off, Odegaard. We don't want you here. Get out. Get out of the club. We want an engine room, like what we were talking about earlier, what Liverpool had, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, right? Fucking engine room in the midfield. Not a player that spends... I witnessed this. I was by the corner flag against Tottenham about 6 seats back. We got a corner about 6 minutes in. Odegaard got the ball on the edge of the area like this, put it on the floor. Took 2 minutes to take a fucking corner, comes over to the crowd, starts doing all this, applauding them, and all the crowd are going, yay, right? What's he done? You get an applause like that, a hero's welcome if you're Robert Pires coming back with Villarreal 2 seasons after in the Champions League after you left this club. He come on the pitch and give it all that, the whole fucking stadium rose up. Because he's a winner, he won trophies, he delivered. And he ain't a fucking big time Charlie that fucking thinks he's something that he ain't. He's done it, he's been there, he's got the badges, he's got the trophies, he's got the medals. Odegaard has got fuck all, right? And that's why we're in a lot of trouble. We need more than just a little bit of help.
Yeah, bang on, mate. Bang on. Absolutely bang on, bruv.
Well said, down, man.
Head in the sand. That guy's got his head in the sand. That guy has got his head in the sand.
Do you know what the first sentence that I liked is that even if we do bring a striker, because I've said this, Darren, that was a home run. Like Aaron says, home run, because I've said again and again that this manager, it doesn't matter how much money you give him, he will not succeed in winning trophies. I'm not saying that he won't win games, but he won't win trophies.
When it matters.
He won't. Because just you can see the style of play. We've been struggling against teams, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. We played against the top half of the league 11 times. We have 2 wins out of 11 people.
Wow.
2 wins, 7 draws, 2 losses.
That's shit, bro.
That's the top half. That's top half.
How can you win league titles like that, people? How are you going to win league titles and things like that?
Is it sustainable? Is it sustainable to grind out results? Because that's what he said after the Wolves game. You know, what I'm seeing from my teams that we're grinding out results. You can't do that for the rest of the season. And the reason why you're grinding out results is because you haven't got the players to do it. It's as simple as that. You ain't got the players to do it. I watched that press conference. I was killing myself. I thought, this guy, You are a deflector. He's asked you 5 times. And you say, pardon?
No.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Hey,
What do you mean?
What's that? Understand?
What?
He's been here since 2002 when he signed
You're
for
telling
fucking
me-
Rangers.
Hold on a second. This guy wanted to play for England. What are you talking about? He couldn't get to the Spain team, right? He couldn't get to the Spanish team. So he says, listen, I'll put my hand up. I'll come and play for England. Get out of here. Right? Now let's get back to this. Right? This guy's a deflector. Absolute deflector. Because they asked him, they kept saying that the fans around you, is it essential that you need a striker? You know you need a striker. And the mere fact after the 5 times this guy's asked him, he says, we've lost Saka and we've lost Jesus. That's why we haven't got the goals. What are you talking about? They were playing before and we saw them getting the goals, right? Saka's only got, just by the way, Saka's only got 5 goals. He's the 3rd highest or 4th highest goal scorer in our club right now. Havertz is the highest goal scorer, followed by Martinelli with 6 goals. Havertz has 8, right? Now, the fact that he said, right, that we've lost Saka and Jesus, that simply tells me he has no intention of going out and getting a striker.
No.
Why would you say that?
Just this and then you continue. Do you think it's the board that actually doesn't want to give him the money? Because I'm starting to think that it's the board now.
Yeah.
I'm sure, Rachid, we touched on this. We had a conversation concerning this, that this guy has misappropriated funds, right? Because these guys have backed him to the hill. He's the most backed manager out of all the Arsenal managers that you know, right? When you were supposed to go and buy a striker in the summer, what did you do? You want to spend nearly 80 million on Calafiori, which is a left centre back, and you decided you're going to play him at left back. And he's just come back from injury. He's probably going to go. He's probably going to get injured again and go back on. You went and bought Moreno. We waited 6 weeks for the guy, or how many months, whatever it was, for him to come in, for Gabriel to break his shoulder. He comes back. He's in and out. Was he even in the side on Saturday? Right? Yeah. And when he's in the side, what does he do? So we've wasted money on that. You know we need us at the end of last season when we finished playing Everton at the thing. You turn and say this is not good enough. And I went in there saying, right, next season we go again FC, because that's how I was thinking. We go again FC. Right? Because you was meant to go and do what you were meant to do in the summer. This is all back on the summer. Yeah? You did not do what you was meant to do. Right? When you did, you didn't. Okay? This guy is an absolute joke. He's incompetent. It's down to the board that they hired this guy nearly 6 years ago. Right? I use this analogy. Rachid said this analogy. Right? Everybody, listen. You know, Dave. You know what, Darren. You know what a Robin Reliant is. It's a 3-wheeler car. Yeah? Yeah. Right. And I use this analogy all the time. Right. Arteta was driving a Robin Reliant. Yeah. Before he came to Arsenal, and then they went, "Hang on a minute, Arteta. See that 18-wheel juggernaut down the road? I want you to take that over." Would you, if somebody just passed their test in a 3-wheeler, go and give them the keys to an 18-wheel juggernaut? Would you?
Not a chance.
No, you wouldn't. Right?
A monster truck or something, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. We're test tubes, man. Yeah. We're you're doing what they call it. You know, in science. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. They've ruined us. They've ruined us. The board, right from the top to bottom, is rotten, mate. And we're going back to the Wenger days now. We're going back to the Wenger. He's run out of ideas, people. He's run out of ideas. We have an internal solution. No, you don't, Arteta. You do not have any internal solutions. Because I looked at that bench on Saturday. Mate. And the only guy that we could bring in as a attacking option is Sterling. And what does he do? What has he done for us?
Nothing. That is like. Do you know what? Yeah, I was sitting there and I posed this question to myself, and I still ain't got the answer. Who was a worse signing, Sterling or Willian? I don't actually know. Like, they were just both horrendous. But the annoying thing about that question is they were 2 of our only very few attacking players that we've signed, and they've all been shit. And then begs the question: look at all the players that we've signed as forwards: Willian, Sterling, Havertz, Jesus. They've all been absolutely either shit or well above the standard required need. Look at the stat Normski said earlier. One of our strikers has got 1 in 4 and the other one's got 1 in 3. You know what I mean? We're competing against players like Haaland's and Salah's who've got nearly 1 in 1. Do you know what I mean? Or not far there or thereabouts. Do you know what I mean? Like, How are we gonna do the same thing with that? Oh yeah, but we're a collective family, people. Yeah, but everyone in collective family is absolutely shit. Martinelli is fucking not the player that we thought he was 2 years ago. Trossard, you know, he's blowing hot and cold this season. He's blowing a lot more cold than he's hot, albeit he's picked up his form slightly. Odegaard, we remember again, we're just going back to 2 years ago every fucking time. Oh, does it coincide with the fact that that was the last time we actually played attacking football? Decent football in the eye.
One goal, 3 assists. 1 goal, 3 assists, people.
That's our fucking captain.
And the bad news is that if you thought that was bad, the bad news is, did you see what happened at the end of the game against Wolves? Declan Rice has caught the ego disease. You've just beaten Wolves 1-0 away. He's taking his top off and he's throwing it to the crowd. No, if you're champions, you beat Wolves 1-0 away, you walk over to the crowd, clap for about 30 seconds, and then straight back down the tunnel.
That's fucking embarrassing. I didn't know that. I see him celebrating like they'd won the World, but I didn't know it was all like Ryan Giggs running around and all
there
that.
Was signs.
You know
there was signs. He talked about the only real fans are the ones that come to the stadium. No. Because apparently someone out of do you know what I'm saying? Out of like, let's say we're 30 million worldwide, 3 people out of 30 million sent a horrible text to his wife, obviously disgusting, but it's like 30, we're like 30 million and it was 3 people out of them. It's like a 1%. But they do this deflection. They did it with the referee as well. Oh, he's abused. But let's be honest, guys. Can we touch on this quickly? Because this is just 1% out of all of us. Do you know what I'm saying? We're just giving constructive criticism. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't need to. We're not trying to like abuse our wife or anything. We're just constructive criticism. It's about you. If we cuss, we're gonna cuss you. Do you know what I'm saying?
If you're a parking enforcement officer and you go out and give a ticket, you get spat at, abused, kicked, punched, thrown on the floor, and you're on minimum wage or just above it. These players are on millions of pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is. I really
and it's just like what I said. If you go looking for things, you'll fucking find it.
It'll all be forgotten about because they've got a new opponent, a new lot of nasty fans, a new, you know, they might score a goal against Tottenham and they're the hero next week.
Yeah, like Vic says, like I like it towards the end. You know what I mean? It sounded like I was one of those wankers who don't want to listen to anyone's opinion, man. We're talking about narcissistic little prick here. If it's not idea, is not interested. Just an arrogant twat and work experience while running our club, mate. Running our club, sorry. Big up, Vic, mate. Yeah, man. What are we sort of like doing here? We're 5 years into this project, and we're getting worse. Now, there's one of these things, that I hear top gooners always say, and they use this metric of we finished 8th, we finished 5th, we finished second. And then they'll say, oh, that's progression, league table finish. And then they'll use the points as their metric for progression, And by that, I mean, when we finished second, we was 5 points behind. Then we was 2 points behind. Okay, that's all well and good. If that's your metric for progression, that's cool. Let me use your own logic against you then, top gooners. Let's flip it around. So the points now that we're behind, is that regression? Because you don't seem to think that we are regressing or getting worse. But we fucking are. And by your own metrics, we are fucking regressing. We are on significantly less points than we were 2 years ago. We're on less points than we were last year. We scored less goals and conceded more. So we're fucking regressing, aren't we, top gooners? We are fucking regressing, are we not? It's your own metric I'm using. Do you know what I mean? Let's just get it right. You know, I'm not making this shit up. I'm using what you base progression as, and I'm flipping it and using against you. We're fucking regressing, people. Do you know what I mean? And we don't need these silly little fucking stats to know it. I'll tell you why. Because we've all got 2 fucking knees. And we sit in that. We've seen it. You know, we've had a couple of good performances. But all of these performances that we're doing the Wolves game, all right, we won it. But fuck me, was it another snorefest? It just was another snorefest. And this isn't like, oh, you know, it's a battling champions win, people. No, this is how we've been playing since fucking August.
It's not sustainable.
This is how we play now. And
Yeah.
Normski, it's not fucking sustainable. I'm sorry, we can use our eyes. You know, yes, you can come back at us all top goodness, all these fucking field tilts and all this fucking expected who gives a toss. All I mostly give a fuck about is while I'm spending my money and giving the sweetest commodity in the fucking world time, I'm using my eyes and I'm seeing fucking shit. I'm looking at the league table and I'm seeing shit. What are we doing here?
Guys, game week 13, we're exactly at the same point we are behind Liverpool at game week 23. Right? Where's the progression? Stop telling me about how many points we acquired between January and January. That does not give me a title.
All calendar year champions. Woohoo.
Calendar year champions.
Fuck
Listen,
off.
I think by then we would have done the quad. Yeah? The amount of metrics we go by. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of hearing it. Upward trajectory. We have eyes in our heads, people.
It's like a trophy, Norm. It's like a trophy, the calendar.
Well,
It's like a trophy.
But you see, the thing is, when Wenger turned around and said fourth place is like a trophy now, looking at second place as being that trophy.
Yeah,
now.
I hate it.
Oh,
Nobody remembers second place.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normski, bro. Go on, sorry. Go on.
No,
I'll put it on my Insta.
I'm so stressed.
I'll put it on my Insta. Have we got 21 seconds to go? So solid, crew. We've got to go 21 seasons before we don't get second.
Your Instas are funny, man, and people as well. Like the stream, sub on the stream, and don't forget to like and sub to people's. That's on the panel, man. Their links in the description. Darren's. That's why I wanted to say it as a little bit. Darren, your Instagram shit is funny, man. Like, yeah, absolutely good. So people, go and have a little look. If you don't know what he's sort of talking about, go and have a little watch of some of the videos he puts out. They're fucking hilarious. And they're all against this twat of a manager. And they're
All
hilarious.
against Arteta.
Yeah. Because he's not good enough, is he, Dal? He just isn't, is he? You know why he's not good enough? Because guess what? We've got the last 5 fucking years as reference. I don't understand what people don't fucking like. I don't know where they're at.
Aaron, when's the last time we really beat a team and played football at the same time? There are certain games.
Sorry, Yasser. Chelsea 5-0 last season. It's the only time I can remember coming back from that Emirates Stadium going, we look half decent.
I was going to say Leicester City this year. That's how far back I would go.
What was that? Didn't we make a fucking pig's ear of that, though?
We
that
did.
Southampton where we conceded. Like,
the Southampton game, we conceded first and then we come back.
Yeah.
The Leicester game.
It was 2-2, wasn't it? It was 2-0 up and it was 2-2, and then we had to come back.
Yeah, because
we made a big zero of that.
They made the changes at half time and then we won it 4-2. I think the best game I've seen, the best game I've seen is probably PSG. If you
half time.
Sorry,
Rachid,
Yeah, but in the Premier League, it's hard to find a game that's really outstanding. Very hard.
Yeah. Tells you a lot. Tells you a lot about this man.
West Ham?
Yeah, West Ham, but they kind of
we had a little bit of a
5-2
because Emerson scored, and remember we were like, I think it was to a point where it was 4-2, but still it was a bit. West Ham were coming, you know what I'm saying? They were aggressively going forward.
Would you say any of our games, any of our 23 games where we've gone there and sat back and go, this is great, man. I just
in Champions League, Sporting, Monaco,
and PSG.
But these are Champions League games.
Even the Monaco game, though, we missed a fucking hatful of chances. We could have won that game 8-0.
Yeah. That's my point. My point is that we're struggling to find the game. I'm talking about Premier League people. I wasn't talking about the Champions League. I was talking about the Premier League. It's just tough to find the game.
Forest was good for a bit, wasn't it? That one.
We certainly ain't had any standout goals or moments, really, where you thought, that was a goal of Arsenal's best goal of the season, because they've all been the same. Just bang out.
Headed in from the fucking corner.
Set piece,
spamming crosses, and
we got to the
somebody
point
gets on the end of it.
You can see it, guys, and now you see it more and more. Sorry, just this. You see it more and more. Like I'm seeing it right now. Sometimes we actually do go for set pieces, as in our plan would be for like 20 minutes. Actually looking for a set piece. As soon as a player gets the ball, he tries to whip it in. If not, it goes to the corner, set piece. Or he just falls down and gets a set piece. So it's worrying. Set piece should be a weapon, not
and
the
I
whole
think
plan.
Arteta told him to slow the pace of the whole going down because he knows they're all physically shattered and gone and drained.
100%. That's why we take
Emotionally
fucking
and
6 minutes to
physically.
throw in.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's fact.
Everything
How
is
many
slow down. Yeah,
how
it's
many
comfortable.
times, Yass, have you watched the Arsenal this season and managed to stay awake, mate? Do you know what I mean? Because it's not been fantastic. You boys on the other hand have been playing some half decent attacking football, but Arsenal, man, I don't know if you've watched much of us this season. Surely you fucking been put asleep a couple of times, like I have.
I mean, the only entertainment you get from Arsenal's arrival is when it gets to a stage where you need to win, like the Newcastle game or the United game, you know, the cups, whatever, yeah. And you're like, oh, are they gonna bottle it or not? You know, that kind of thing. That's the only entertainment you get. Because footballing wise, not that I'm in a good space now, like my club either, even though we played well in the beginning, it's just, you know, it's just literally side to side, side to side. I don't think, going back to the Arteta thing, I don't think he knows what a striker is, bro. I think he's seen Pep play with a false nine. He didn't complete that part of his studies yet. He left Man City too early to know what a striker is. If you remember, yeah?
Wow.
If you really think about it, he's left early.
He's not on that phase where's his apprenticeship.
He's gonna have to redo that year again, isn't he, man?
Yes, sir. Can I steal that? Can I steal that, bro, and use it? Can I steal that and use it someday?
He's left early, so he hasn't seen Haaland. Remember, Haaland came later on at City. He's played the false nine. He's played all that stuff.
Aguero, though, no.
Yeah, but he probably thought he's short and stuff, innit? So he probably thought he's a false nine.
And he used to drop in the midfield sometimes, Aguero. He's one of the players.
We were joking yesterday because we spoke about this press conference thing, yeah. And you know, if you watch the video, you know when he asks him about the striker and he gives him that look, he gives that reporter that look, yeah. It looks like, you know, when you talk back to your mum.
Yeah.
She's like, well, who are you talking to?
That's it. He's condescending. He's a very condescending manager.
Yeah, and it's like,
seriously.
And then you look at it, he got no. It's not like he got a CV. Because remember, Mourinho used to do it. Not like this, but he used to do it where he used to mess about with the journalists and whatever. Yeah. But his thing was a bit more, I'm going to just do entertainment. You know, like he was like, you know, I got 20 minutes for the journalist. Let's just have some fun kind of thing. You know what I mean? He kind of messes about or whatever, yeah. More of this, it's like Arteta is at a stage where he can't mess about. Yeah, he doesn't have the luxuries of playing around because it's not like he's been winning for 5 years. And, you know, Pep does it as well, where he looks stressed or he's deflecting, whatever. Yeah, Pep does it, but it's like he's won a lot of things anyway. So if he looks stressed, it's probably because he's been winning. He's not used to losing or blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. But with this, it's like, even I couldn't believe it, bro. When I see it, he was like, yeah, okay, it makes sense why he's never bought a striker in his life. He doesn't want one. I don't think he wants one.
Yeah.
Even if he does, we need to find the right one. I'm like, well, you're not at a stage where you can pick and choose. You know what I mean? This is the thing as well. You know, how about you just get, even if it's because what? Okay, let's say he wants Sesko, and Sesko was a very good striker. Let's imagine, because I don't rate him like that. But okay, cool. Let's say imagine he was the right fit. What if he turns up and he's not the right fit?
Yeah. If we were going to sign him, we should have signed him 2 years ago so he can bed in. Go on, Ozzy, bro. Go on, you go, bro.
This is the thing. You want to keep trying.
The first time this clown signed someone here and he ain't the right guy or the right fit.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm glad we ain't signed no one this winter. I'm glad they ain't give him the money.
Yeah.
Because Aaron, you done a show specifically on his signings, yeah?
Yeah.
And me and Rachid have spoken about this as well. I'm sure that other people have spoken about this. How many of his signings have actually turned out okay? Not even excellent, not even world class. Okay, 5.
Yeah,
and he signed over 30 players. How many more players do you want? You want this manager to sign? And we're like, oh, he's turned out crap. He's turned crap. I mean, the thing is for me, yeah. Josh Kroenke, Stan Kroenke, whatever, yeah. Are they not looking at this and thinking, we've given this guy 800 million or whatever to spend, yeah? And where's the return on this investment? Or are they? I'm sure they've got an accountant. Are the accountants that's not telling them like, listen, guys, you know, you've signed this asset, but this asset is not worth what you bought it for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, this I came up with this analogy the other day. Yeah. If Arteta was a car salesman, he would be the worst car salesman in history. Yeah.
They were saying he would be Matilda's dad.
Because if Arteta was a car salesman, yeah, bro, he would buy bangers and not be able to sell them, just like the signings that he's made.
And pay over the odds for them as well.
Or buy cars that there's something wrong with them, and you can't identify what it is.
Yeah. You can't even drive off the court. It just.
But you know what it is, though. You know what this man. I think you guys' project.
How much more money do we give this guy? How many more signings does he need to make? Enough is enough. 5 years, 800 million, 30 plus signings. You ain't delivered. It's time to go. In the famous words of Claude.
You know, Ozzy, I want to ask you a question, bro. Ozzy, I want to ask you a question about this, yeah?
Go on. Rachid, just quickly, yeah?
Go on.
Because for me, yeah, I feel like, you know, the Arsenal project, you see this window, yeah? It's like you're in a weird position, similar to my club, but in a different sense, where this window can make or break the project. Even the club, in terms of if you don't get a striker and it goes downhill, you can start losing players potentially. I'm not saying they'll really go this season, but there's a lot of things that can happen. So there's a roll-on effects from you might not achieve things. Players might start to look at it like, are you gonna get other players that replace some of the players that might leave, like Jorginho and that people? We don't even know if you got Zubimendi yet. You know what I mean? All those things, yeah. Can you save the season? Like sometimes getting the right players that you need now can potentially save not even the season, but potentially what you got coming up as well.
But save what though, Yasser? We're out of 2 cups. The Champions in the Premier League, yeah. Yeah, take your biased stance away of being a Chelsea fan, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Arsenal go sign Gokeres, yeah. Like behind, like last minute thing, innit? Though, if they were gonna do it, you know, Arsenal are gonna milk it and make it out like, oh my god, yeah. As take your Chelsea hat out for a second, yeah. Liverpool being where they are, the Champions League being where it is, yeah. Arsenal signed Gokeres. 800 million clause activated, yeah. Arteta signed a striker, yeah. Do you see Arsenal doing anything in terms of saving this season? Saving what, bro?
No, but saving, you know what I'm saying?
That's already
not really. Saying saving the season was probably wrong. It's more like saving the whole project.
But what's this project?
No. In terms of the club, wait. I hear it, but in terms of the club, like even if
bro,
he
ends up leaving, there's no League Cup here. There's
no. But even if he ends up leaving
the Champions League, we ain't winning this Premier League, bro. So what are we saving?
There's nothing to save. We ain't got anything.
No. But even if he ends up leaving, you have a striker now that you don't have to beg anyone else to get you again. So if you get a next manager, you have a striker, a top class striker that's part of the team. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just more.
But the manager.
The season's kind of. I know what you're saying, Ozzy, but it's like.
Depending on what manager.
I'm not having a go at you, yeah. But the thing is,
I hear it.
When people are saying save the season by a striker, what are we saving? What, second place?
I forgot that you were.
I know Arsenal might not even finish second.
Okay, cool. But if you get a
Gyökeres,
cool. Ozzy, but if you get a Gyökeres, do you think you can change the deficit of the Newcastle game?
Nah.
No, we should have had a striker in before that to stop it being such a deficit.
No, I'm just trying to see the idea of how much you think a striker will change the thing. I don't personally think that a striker is enough because I just think the system's broken.
You need prime Barcelona to change the narrative.
No, because for me it's that system. You know how you guys play.
You need one of them
if you get a striker, it would just be
comebacks in the Champions League.
I want to ask though. Everybody agrees that. Do you feel like this board is not giving Arteta money? Do we all agree on this?
Yeah.
No. They've given him money.
No. As in this window,
Oh, this January.
they don't want to get. They do not. They do
I
not
don't
want to
think
give
there's
him
any
more money.
to spend.
I'm happy they're not.
But I'm confused. They signed him for. He's got 3 years left. What would they do now? You're not giving him money now. Is that solution?
Well, maybe they're saving the money to pay his contract out at the end of the season. Partly some of the.
Well,
So if they go and do 100 million
they'll
now,
do.
they'll have to have more money to pay Arteta off. Whereas if they save money, they got money to sack him and get rid of him in the summer.
But also the
Sounds
PSR
like a
thing.
dream.
So if they,
At the end of the day, yeah, these owners are not thick. They're business people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms
just
of
like
obviously
quickly,
they own a business,
go on, I'll let
and
you
that
finish and I'll
business
bring this
is
in.
like they've said it. You know, they're not in it for the trophies, but at the end of the day, they got to protect their investment. So if the funds start drying up, or the accountants tell them, you know what, financially they do it in quarters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This financial quarter, whatever and whatnot. Yeah. If towards like the last quarter, they say, listen, guys, Arsenal's not made the same profit or whatnot. You know, they're gonna start waking up in it, because we know the Cronkies, they like the pound coin. You know what I mean? And to be honest, my thing is with the Cronkies is they've put their hands in their pockets, but they haven't got a return on their investment. But my other thing is with the thing is,
but they give him 15 mil a season. I don't know why they're expecting to get more
that's
return on their investment by giving him more fucking money.
Horse.
They
back the wrong horse. You know what I mean?
They fucking backed a retarded horse, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'll tell you what they've backed, and literally they've backed a donkey and literally signing.
So that's the thing.
Literally backed a donkey, the wrong horse. It wasn't even a fucking donkey. Madness. Just quickly, there's a comment here, boys, that I wanted to add in, because Mr. Robbo, big up, bruv, and you're locking sub to his channel, people. Does Arteta even know how to fucking coach an out-and-out striker like a Gyökeres? Does he? What do you reckon? Does he?
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying, boys.
Absolutely not.
Think about it.
Even if we got one, would even know how to fucking use it.
He's out-coached players out of their own ability.
He's like a virgin with a fucking porn star, mate. He wouldn't know what to fucking do with it, would he? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
No, really.
What are you doing there?
But Abba, before Arteta came, he used to score 20 plus goals.
Yeah.
This tells you all you need to know about this manager, about him coaching an out-and-out striker. It wasn't like Abba fell off a cliff, because I don't understand when people say, oh, he fell off a cliff, but that was so quick. That was too quick. Because it was like it's 6 months, and then everybody was like, oh, he fell off a cliff after he scored 20 plus goals.
Bro, he went Barcelona and banged in 14, 15 goals in half a season and come back to Chelsea. I know he didn't bang at Chelsea, but all respect to Chelsea, they were shit at that time. But if they could have got prime, I don't know, Ronaldo, and he would have struggled to score. And Chelsea at that time. And then he goes back to France, still bangs in goals, and he's still banging in goals in Saudi, bro.
Saudi, yeah.
Bro, if a striker is meant to be in front of goal, but you're asking him to play flipping centre back, bro, he's not gonna score. Like, what are we doing there? And that's what he was asking him to do, bro.
Remember that season we obviously won the FA Cup in 2020, and there was all that big time where Aubameyang was going to sign his new contract.
Remember that? Yeah.
And I no doubt Aubameyang was doubtful with Arteta, thinking, well, if I'm going to stay here, I'm going to have to play left back and left wing, left-sided striker. It's going to be too much, and that's why he sort of stalled, and then I suppose out of reluctance signed it, and it all sort of went downhill from then. I mean, do you know what? What really surprised me was when Leno got injured and Martinez come in goal. Martinez brought this like extra layer to the back four, and all of a sudden we looked 100% more solid at the back, and that's what actually won us that FA Cup more than anything. By luck, by accident, Martinez gaining goal that made all of it, and then Arteta didn't, because he was the new manager. and he was like the new kid at Christmas, getting all the old toys coming in and thinking, I don't want to play with them anymore. I'm going to throw them away. I'm going to buy all this other shit to come and replace it. That's where he's gone wrong.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, no, fucking facts.
You know
man.
what? Just
Absolute
to
facts.
back up on one of those
mate.
comments. If Arsenal was, this Lego head was a manager of Everton or was it Rangers? If you can go back,
Right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, to Vic, wasn't it?
I mean, just to back off on that is, I mean,
Yeah.
look at what's his name, Lopetegui at West Ham. They sacked him.
Yeah.
They gave him about 100 million odd to spend. He brought in some players, and they were like, "Nah, mate, obviously you don't know what you're doing here."
Mm.
But we're still
Hey,
stuck around with
You know
Lego.
what?
for
As
5
much
years.
as they're our rivals and I don't like them, fair play to the Tottenham fans for saying to Ange, out. You know, right, I don't 100% agree with them because they got a great chance of getting through to the League Cup, which we ain't. But at the end of the day, at least they're putting pressure on the club saying, get rid of this manager. He ain't doing what we want him to do.
He'll probably beat Liverpool. They'll get to a final and they'll sack him again and put Ryan Mason back in charge.
Yeah,
That's fantastic, wasn't it?
That's the only thing that's saving him the cups.
Yeah.
That's what saved
I reckon
Arteta as well.
If he weren't in the cups, still, he'd be gone. He'd be gone.
If Arteta didn't win the FA Cup, I don't think he would have stayed there this long at this club. Because he just gave us a breath of fresh air.
You know what?
We thought that he's second. It's Pep's fault as well. Let's be real. It's Pep's fault as well. Because we thought that because he's Pep's assistant, we thought we're kind of getting like the second coming of Pep. That's what I used to hear when he first joined. And it's all a fugazi, and I'm saying it is. You know?
How's that Pep's fault?
It's a fugazi.
Because it's a fugazi.
It's a fugazi.
No, because real. But it is. I'm blaming Pep because we thought that we're getting the second coming of Pep Guardiola. He was gassed because he was Pep's assistant. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. And it was the cup as well that helped
If you
him.
want Pep's assistant, get that old guy that sits next to him now. I don't know what his name is, but he's won the treble, everything with him.
Yeah, I love
So you don't have to get that one. That's probably the one that you needed to get.
But we don't know him, do we? That's the point. Like, why was everybody
he's too
gassing
old,
up Mikel
man.
Arteta?
He's not good looking, bro.
Yeah, we need a 10 out of 10, didn't we? Do you know what I mean? With perfect symmetry. And I swear, there's a fucking eyebrow that ain't plucked. Fuck off. You know what I mean? We're used to Arteta now and semis when we go to the stadium. You know what I mean? We want a handsome manager, for fuck's sake. Oh, joking, do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ, just give me anyone who wins trophies in football matches. Couldn't Gavin look like Ian Dowie, for crying out loud? Do you know what I mean? Just as long as we can do a bit of that. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to move it just quickly. I know we got Girona coming up next, but I want to sort of talk about Man City because we've got a big game coming up. It's a bloody big game coming up against Manchester City. They picked up a little bit of form. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit of a, the lights have played him a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, but you can't pick and choose the fixtures. But just quickly before I do that, I want to go around just very quickly and ask the panel a very quick question before I just carry on, and then I'll get you guys in again. Rachid, do you think Arsenal can win the Premier League? Yes or no?
No. And I say
Darren?
it with chest.
I'm gone. Yeah. And I'll go obviously clockwise. Yasser?
I said no 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Screwed on then. Normski?
I said no when Arteta took over the club.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a full house, Ozzy. Yeah.
Well, you don't need to ask me.
Yeah. I thought that. Yeah. So I also, I don't think, and I have done for a while, same as you boys. But listen, for anyone out there that genuinely thinks that we still got a chance, it has to happen in these sort of next 5 weeks if we're going to catch up. And I made a little graphic of our next sort of fixtures. Give us 2 seconds to put it in, because there's quite a few interesting fixtures coming up in the next 5 or 6. Okay, so just bear with us for 2 seconds, gentlemen, while I get it up.
Yeah, I just want to say big pause in the chat.
Big up Jez in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, big up, Jez.
Absolutely, yeah. We love a bit of Jez.
Big
Right,
up Jez.
hold on, let me just take this off. Yeah, big up Jez. Just give me 2 seconds after done. 5 minutes. Yeah, Normski, if you needed to shoot, like, yeah.
Yeah, I got duck in about 5. Got duck in about 5
In
minutes.
about 5.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, sweet. So what I'll do is I'll go through this and I'll get your opinion on this, then shout your thing out, and then shoot. Yeah. All right. So yeah, people. Yeah, this is our next. I'll put next 6 fixtures, but because Liverpool have got the game in hand, you know what I mean. So now listen, right? We've got obviously Manchester City at home, and Liverpool's got a tricky away game to Bournemouth, and then they play that last Merseyside derby, you know, at Goodison Park as well as their sort of their game in hand. I mean, I'm now looking at these sort of runs of fixtures, and I'm thinking if Arsenal can't claw back at least sort of 5 or so points from these 5 or the Liverpool 6 games, it's absolutely done. Now we all think it's done anyway, but I'm saying here is the opportunity because it's that first sort of week of March it finishes. Now they've got Bournemouth away, tricky. Everton away, tricky. Wolves at home, a banker. Manchester City away, tricky. Newcastle at home, tricky. And then Southampton away, a banker. And we got tricky games in there as well. But I'm saying, boys, having a look on that, and Normski, I'll obviously bring you in because you need to go. Do you agree? You're in sort of agreement. I mean, we both think we're not going to win it, but this has to be the stage of the season, isn't it? Because after this, we'll be on about 28 games, 10 left. If we can't pick up, one, we need maximum points from this, and I don't think we're going to get that either, by the way. But if we are to claw something back, Normski, it has to be in these fixtures, doesn't it, mate? It has to be.
Yeah, boy. You know what it is? I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, you look at Liverpool's fixtures and you're thinking, yeah, because Bournemouth right now, they're on fire at the moment, you know, putting 5 past what's Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest are no easy feat, you know what I mean? So for them to go and do what they've done, so that trip is going to be tricky for Liverpool. But we've got City coming to the ground. They're now finding a little bit of form. I'm looking at that game. And to be honest, I probably see a draw in that game. I don't see us winning it because I just don't think we've got the. I don't know. I mean, we probably get ourselves up for these games anyway. So it's Man City come to town. So I'm 50-50 on this. I'm 50-50 on it. The Leicester game, I think we should win. West Ham game, I think we should win that game. Nottingham Forest, that's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
And Man United, you know, we don't win there very often. So I look at that and I look at those 5 fixtures, and I don't think we're going to make any inroads on Liverpool, because when we was meant to do it, when they did draw, we didn't do what we was meant to do by going and winning our games. That's why I said, game week 13, we're now game week 23, we're exactly the same position. So we have, if say for argument's sake, I don't know if Liverpool played before us. They do play. Do they play before?
Yeah,
us?
I've got the dates there. Yeah, so they play that Bournemouth away on February the 1st, and then we're on the 2nd.
So if they lose that game, right, that's a bit of incentive for us. But the problem with Arsenal, we ain't got this. We don't seem to be able to, when it comes down to doing what we're meant to do, we just don't do it. So even if Liverpool win that game or lose that game or draw that game, it's whether we can now go and face Man City at home and get over that mentality thing. You know what I mean? Thinking like, listen, because if we drop any points there, that's a bigger points gap. So the pressure will be on us if Liverpool go away to Bournemouth and win that game. If they draw that game, it's over to Arsenal. Or if they lose the game, it's over to Arsenal. It's whether we can now capitalise on that. And I think at the moment, I don't think Arsenal has those minerals to do that, for me personally speaking. Yeah. And the other thing, just quickly before I go, last thing before I go.
You crack on, bruv. You crack on.
When you think about us, like looking at strikers, we're down to the bare bones. Now, listen, Havertz is our only real option. If he gets injured, who do we bring in, people?
What?
If we don't get any strikers this season, if we don't get any kind of attacking players, we've still got 18. Is it how many games to go? 15 games to go. Okay.
He's only playing by default now. Normski.
16.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's only playing by default.
Yeah, 16 games to go. The way I look at it is, if for whatever reason, if he gets injured, what we got? Yeah, where's the internal solutions, people?
He's going to play those youngsters, like that youngster he came.
He's going to have to. You're right, Ozzy. He's going to have to.
Butler or Jay.
You'll play Martinelli.
If that was me, if you got nothing to lose, just chuck him in there, mate. Seriously, chuck him in there. He only had 2 minutes on there, but for what I see, he looked a little bit lively. Chuck him in. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah. No, facts. Normski, sorry. Listen, man, absolutely buzzing to have you on here, man. I appreciate you giving up your time, of course, man. And listen, before you shoot, man, shout your thing out.
Yeah, man, NormskiTV. I'll do a podcast on a Wednesday, the What's Going On podcast with other like clubs from like the top 6, the traditional top 6. So we have a little bit of a banter. I'll come along on Wednesday, 6:30 live. We go live. Also do my match reactions, which are just pre-recorded and loaded up. And I also do a show with Rachid where we look at the games after. So yeah, but thanks for having me on the chat. You've been brilliant. Great meeting you again, Darren. Ozzy, Yasser, big up to you, bro. Big up to everybody in the chat, man. Really appreciate it, Aaron. Thanks for having me on. And anytime,
my pleasure.
I've got the time, mate. I'll definitely come on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Normski, absolute legend. And likewise, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just reach out if you ever need. Do you know what I mean? If you want a little X-rated opinion on your channel, I know you don't like the swearing, so I'll dim it down. Yeah, you're going to say that, wouldn't you?
My channel's a very clean channel, so if you're not going to come on, if anybody does swear on my channel, I will be giving you soap and water. Okay, y'all.
Blowing bubbles.
But I really appreciate that. Darren, absolutely fantastic. You're doing a great job. Doing a fantastic job. We are the real ones. Subscribe to all of these people. I'm gonna go check out Darren your Insta thing because I'm not checking it out. So I'm gonna go check that out. Yes. I suppose I can find that. Can I find that in the link?
Yeah, all the links to everyone's. They're in the description. Everyone's link should be in there. Yeah. So no problem, they're all clickable. I double checked because I'm a good boy. They're all in there.
Sorry, just before you go, can I have just permission to just share something on my screen? Darren?
Course, do I have to give you permission on here?
Yeah,
literally, do I have to do any computer shit because I don't know how to do it?
Yeah, just before we go, because obviously, as Arteta said, we need internal solutions. And on all of that stuff and whatnot. So look, I'm gonna just share this. I don't know if I can override what you've got on your screen.
I don't know how to. Let me. I'm
gonna now share. I can share mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So,
hold on. Let me add the stage. Yeah.
Did you just see that? Like this is a quote. I've shared this before on my channel, and I think on Lee Gunner's channel. We might be a couple of years away from Arteta's ultimate team. Yeah.
When was he said that? When did he say that?
He said this probably about 2 months ago. Yeah. All right. Because listen, basically what he's essentially saying is that we're not there yet. We ain't going to get to the promised land. So people, get ready for the next phase. It's phase 6. Phase 6 is coming.
Can't wait. Wait.
And on that
note, last 5 phases have been so fucking fantastic.
But listen, people, big up to all of you. Go and hit subscribe to Aaron's channel. Fantastic. Take care, and I'll see you later, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Love as always, bro. Thank you very much for coming on. Yeah, cheers, man.
I remember when someone told me that the first 5 years is for building the squad, and then the next 5 years are for winning. Do you know?
Yeah. Well, where did we get to that? We're there. We're ready and we're waiting. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we've just got a bellend that we all know ain't gonna fucking do it.
Effectively, there shouldn't be any time limit. That should be decided by the fans. What should happen? The manager should get the job, and the fans give them a bit of time. And there's no set time limit. And once you smell the rat, then it's time to throw the rat out of the bathwater. It's,
100. Yeah. Do you know what? So, like, I'm gonna bring Rachid into this, yeah. So obviously we're gonna go back to these fixtures, and the point that I was sort of making was, the end of these fixtures end on March 8th, 9th for us against Manchester United away. 6 fixtures for Liverpool, 5 for Arsenal. There's only 10 fixtures left after the finish of these lot. If we are gonna, and again, I'll restate for everyone who's just coming or whatever, we all don't think we're gonna win the league, by the way. Regardless, but if we are to, Rachid, this is what I believe, and I had to look at all the fixtures back to back. This is going to be the pivotal moment where we have to capitalize on it, because there are some tricky fixtures in there for Liverpool. Yes, there are for us, and Normski makes a fantastic point. We do always fuck up, but if we are to turn some things around and do something, It's got to be here, innit, Rachid? It has to be.
No,
here.
100%. But I love the passion. Do you know what I'm saying? And I understand why. We're trying to, like, even though Liverpool are about what 6 points with a game in hand. Let's say that's 7. Let's say they draw against Everton, so it's a 7 points. It's not looking good because we've got at least 3 teams in these 5 teams that are going to be tricky. This is saying without saying that West Ham got a new manager. That's a new manager bounce as well. Leicester City new manager bounce as well. I don't know. In my opinion, against City, we're going to park the bus, score a set piece. They'll equalize, or the other way around, and we're going to get a draw out of that game. If we do play a high line, we probably lose 2-1. So it all depends how Arteta's going to set the team. Most likely it's going to be most likely we're going to park the bus, even though City are very weak at the moment and they're vulnerable, but still we'll park the bus because we don't have the balls to go toe to toe against the greats.
Learn it from me. If you play a high line, they started doing this thing now where they do the diagonals. You're cooked.
It's a tough
Marmouche and thingy. I've seen it the other day.
No, but we're good at pressing. I'm be honest. I think we're better than Chelsea at pressing.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? We're very good defensively as well. Yeah,
they got one shadow striker, one proper striker. So they just got
we'll
two people
lose.
just running around. Marmouche.
It's a problem.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just Haaland you got to deal with.
This is why Pep Guardiola this is why you pay a manager 15 million. Not to park the bus, because I already know what Arteta's going to do. But with Pep, you never know what he's going to do next. And this is with all the wife thing that's going on. Imagine this is like Pep at a vulnerable moment. He's got problems with wifey. Took half of what he's got. That's what you get. That's what you get with people like, you know, it's the same thing. If you have the same standards for football, you have the same standards for your life. Because, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's just standards. But that's the thing about it. Like, it depends on Arteta how he's going to play the game. Let's say Leicester we beat Leicester. Let's say we beat West Ham as well. Not beat them as in like a little 2-1, 1-0, tough game, bored, and you win. And then we've got Man United. And then no, we've got Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is going to be a tough game. I think that's a draw. Man United, I think Man United will beat us. You know, I think Man United will beat us miraculously or some way if they have their players. So at the end of the day, from what you can see a little 1 point City, 3, you've got 6, 7, you got about 7, 8 points. You'll get about 8 points from this. You know what I'm saying? And this is from the top of my head. Now when you look at Liverpool's next 6 fixtures, yes, they've got tough games against Bournemouth, gonna be a problem. But that's the thing about Liverpool. Liverpool aren't a team that give up easily. They usually come back.
Yeah, they do,
In it, they usually come back. So
I think Rachid, I think like what you say, if we are to have any sort of chance, Liverpool in them 2 games, so that Bournemouth away and Everton away, they've either got to get 1 or 2 points, and we've got to have a really good win against Manchester City, you know, and I mean like a 3-0 or, you know, a thumper where it really just sort of kickstarts some form of like run going. Yeah. Obviously, we're all talking, you know, hypothetical. It's most likely not going to happen, but that's sort of what we need, you know, Liverpool to have a stinker against Bournemouth and then a difficult draw at Everton and us to beat Manchester City. And you think, all right, well, you know, maybe there's something. It's highly unlikely. Just quickly as well, if you did want to jump on, I see you in the chat. Big up, mate. If you did want to jump on, I sent you a link on your DMs. You're more than welcome to if you fancy it. If not, no worries, bro. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, do you know what I mean? Like, if anything was to happen, it's got to be sort of like it's got to be in them points, isn't it? Darren, what do you sort of reckon on it as well, bud?
Yeah, well, I've done some sums today for all the remaining fixtures, and I worked it out. If we stay unbeaten for the rest of the season and we afford ourselves some draws like Man United away, Man City at home, not too many, but let's say we just start a good run of form where we're beating the Leicesters, West Hams, Nottingham Forest, we'd get 84 points. And then I worked it out. Liverpool would need to lose 6 or equivalent for us to finish a point above them. Now, at the moment, I don't see Liverpool tiring out. I don't see Liverpool, but you never know. I mean, on paper, normally I'd say it's not looking good, but I'd say if we were showing, like, if we had a goal scoring team and a team that looked a bit more solid at the back and not depleted like we are, and we are depleted. Let's be honest, we are depleted.
We are massively,
right? If we weren't, I'd be a bit more, well, it's not over yet. And, you know, we've only got to win and then they lose and there's 6 points. Then you've got to look at some of these games on what night the actual, not only the fixture, but what the night of it is. Because sometimes it's like midweek games where it's in the evening, it's colder, and you know, all these things come into it. But the bottom line is, I'm looking at these fixtures right now, and the best I can see us getting on Sunday against Man City is a draw. I can't see us getting anything better than that. I might be wrong. Leicester, see, all our fixtures there, I wouldn't be surprised if we drop points in any of them 5 games.
Yeah,
we could draw at Leicester. We could draw at home to West Ham or get beat away at Nottingham Forest. You know, we've already lost a couple of games this season. We've drawn an extreme amount of games compared to Liverpool. So I don't think we're going to win this league at all. And I'm just sort of waiting for when the rot sets in. So if let's say the worst case scenario, we get beat against Man City at home. Most fans are going to be sort of unsatisfied, angry. There'll be a bit of a backlash at the Emirates. And then we have to go away. Then we have to go away to Newcastle then we're probably going to get knocked out of the League Cup. And then we're going to have to go to Leicester away on Saturday. And are these players professional enough to want to know away to Leicester when they know the best they can do is top 4? The only thing left is the Champions League that they probably know that they're not experienced or equipped or have a decent enough manager to win anyway. So it could all be over by sort of the end of February from what I'm looking at here. It's I'm not very confident at all. Now, Bournemouth away won't be easy, but Liverpool can make it easy because they've got all singing, all dancing front three. They got Diaz, Gakpo, Salah. You know, we ain't even got one decent form. Yeah, we ain't got one player like that, not one. So we're 3-0 down in striking ability before you even start a conversation. Everton away, Liverpool should beat Everton. Wolves at home, as you say, banker. Man City away, 50-50. Because I think Man City are going to want to come to us on Sunday and beat us because it's been a while since Man City have beaten us.
It has, yeah, surprisingly.
It's been a while. They're not going to like it that we've got a draw against them earlier on in the season. And when we beat them at home last season, they're not going to like it. And I can see this. I mean, I know I'm always quite pessimistic because I want Arteta out. But, you know, they might do the business against the Leicesters, the West Hams and the Forests, flat track bully mentality. And let's be honest, even when we're at our best and we look good and we're playing well, we always go up to Man United and struggle to get a result.
Yeah, no, we always sort of have done. Yeah, Dazzle, you've spoke absolute facts again, man. I love it. That's what we've had a great sort of panel. We're just hitting home runs and home runs. I love listening to it. I love talking about Arsenal in this way. It's a shame we've got to be in such a negative light. Talking about another negative light, Ozzy, cheer it up for us. We're going to win the Premier League with these fixtures, yeah. Hey,
no, I'll keep it very simple, yeah.
Yeah.
Based on the history, when you want to count on Arsenal to, what's the word? Make up
over the line.
Make up for it, or a team short points and they make it up. Yeah. They don't do it.
Yeah,
they don't do it. Season after season, where you thinking, all right, you know what? Here's to make up some ground. Here's to get on top. Here's to create a gap. They haven't done it. So, yeah. So I have no faith at all in making up any ground.
Yeah, no,
especially with this manager being tactically inept during the game as well. The other thing I wanted to mention is, I don't know, I keep hearing rumors about Saliba trained, not trained, and stuff. I mean, if he's not available for the Man City game, you
AFC
can
always said this.
you can kiss that game goodbye.
Spot on.
Yeah, AFC always. Saliba didn't look fully fit. He will be another one who will get a serious injury because Arteta's Russian players back were not fully fit, and he did as well. Just underneath that, I started this one. So another one saying, I don't think he trained today. I think is what AFC always said as well. Big up AFC always as well, bro. But yes,
that's my take on it.
May I say that you didn't need him against Wolves? There was no need for you to play him against Wolves. It's Wolves. In reality, you know, after the money spent and the amount of time. Sorry,
love the
it's
picture.
Wolves.
Big up Godfrey. Look at the picture. I love a little bit of it. Yeah, he's still going to be here when he's looking like that, isn't he? We just know it, Arteta. Yeah, trust the process in 2052. We're just going to be stuck here, aren't we? Just going Groundhog Day, Groundhog season, round and round and round we go, never learning, doing the same old fucking shit over and over again. It's madness. Yes. What do you reckon before I sort of like, I'm a bit conscious of the time, so we'll wrap up very, very, very soon. But Yasser, them fixtures, probably not going to happen, is it, bruv? But what's your take? If it was to, something needs to happen here, doesn't it?
Yeah, but then you also look over. You also look over like to because I'm gonna start with the Liverpool ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're the ones that are a bit ahead. You kind of looking at them as well, dropping points, because that they're a bit more in your favor. But I don't think that's a way to look at it. But it's like, okay, cool. They're not gonna drop points against Southampton. I don't see that. Newcastle probably not, because Newcastle kind of does go out. They don't really sit back like that. Even though they do sometimes, but it's like when it's a big game, they do kind of press you and try to get you, especially with their strikers and stuff. So you
can
can
add just one thing in there. Sorry, yes, I'm really sorry to interrupt you as well. I think that Newcastle at home, won't that be just before the Carling Cup final? Because I'm sure it's end of February, beginning of March, isn't it? So Newcastle could be playing Liverpool, and that could actually be the final, couldn't it, as well? So you more than likely think Newcastle probably might actually rest players for that.
And
sorry to interrupt you there. I just sort of see it when you mentioned that, and I thought, oh,
you're right.
Sorry,
obviously,
mate,
the City game can go either way. Usually, you never know about that one. Depends which City turns up. It depends whether Liverpool take their chances, kind of thing. They're not dropping points against Wolves. We've seen how terrible Wolves are, really.
Yeah,
Everton. That's the game. That's obviously their derby. And Bournemouth are beatable, bro. We should have beaten them, but we lost. But, you know, Bournemouth I know they play really good football, and obviously they're not to us, but we completely destroyed them in the first half, just didn't take our chances. So you can't actually, obviously, but then, you know, we decided to tackle the Semenyo scored, whatever, 2-1. We were ahead. I mean, we were ahead 1-0. So Bournemouth is actually a beatable team. And obviously, we beat them in a day away when we were away, and Kunku scored last minute as well. We were poor that game, but still managed to get a win. So Bournemouth is just, you have to turn up on the day in terms of that. When you look at your fixtures, I think Leicester, West Ham, and if you hide the chat for a second, I can probably read the rest.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
my bad,
I think United is just a weird one, because no one really expected them to beat you. Even it was the FA Cup game. FA Cup was it? Yeah. But you know the thing about Arsenal, there's always a chance. That when you look from outside, like if I'm looking at it from outside, forget about the City one, because the City one's a big game. Yeah. Out of and United is just because the United's a bit, you know, they're kind of not in a good place right now. So we kind of grouped them with the ones that are down below, but they can't turn up on one-off occasions like they did against Liverpool or you guys the other week. Yeah. Forest is a difficult game, but then even if you look at West Ham and Leicester, I can't put it past you to end up doing something where you not end up winning. West Ham, you don't have a really good record against them, but
we lost 2-0 at home to them last year.
Yeah, but this one's at home, so maybe that could be a bit different.
Yeah, that was as well. That was, mate. Well, it was that sort of thing. I think it was late December. We lost to West Ham. We was absolutely all over them.
Was the West Ham
Premier League record for Arsenal? We had 77 touches in the opponent's half, and they Mavropanos scored, and I can't think who got their second, but they beat us 2-0. That was at the Emirates.
Yeah,
and then
we were on
lost to Fulham.
Dubai leave. Dubai
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, just before there. Yeah, so yeah, we've got a stinker in there. You're right, Yas, as well. You know, we've got a stinker there. There's so many stinkers there. We struggled away at Forest. We got a win there last year, but you know, they dumped us at the FA Cup at their gaff. You know, we've struggled there in seasons gone by. Obviously, like Darren said earlier, we've struggled at Manchester United away for fucking decades, not just seasons. And even still, and Man United have been shit, let's say, for about 8 or so years. We've still struggled, and we've played some very poor Manchester United sides. And by that, I mean they've had shit squads, and they've sort of had depleted versions of their shit squads out, and we've still not fucking beat them. So yeah, I mean Darren's absolutely right by saying that. It's sort of like it's a big ask, but like I said, when I was looking at him, I'm thinking, you know, it's going to be done here, because then if we don't make up a lot of points. It's tricky. We need, personally, for me, because I'm going to wrap this up and then I want to get some scores about the Manchester City game. For me, this is how I'm seeing this, and I'm wondering what you're all thinking. I think we have to, if we're going to get back in this title race, we have to get 15 points out of 15 there. I don't think we will. We're going to have to get 15 points there. And I think in them 16, I think Liverpool need to get about between 10 and 12 there or thereabouts out of them 18. They need to drop that. I don't think they will drop them points either, by the way. But that's in this sort of week. There needs to be about a 6-point swing. There has to be. Otherwise, there's no fucking chance. It has to happen here, or it's not going to happen. Now, just moving on. Because I'm going to wrap up. I'm conscious of the fucking time. 2 hours and 20 minutes. I appreciate it all. And everyone that's still in the chat, drop a like and subscribe on the video, and also to these guys' channels. They'll shout out their stuff in a second. Boys, I'm going to go from Rachid. What do you reckon the score's going to be on Manchester City, my friend?
1-1.
Yeah.
1-1.
It's going to be a bit of a tricky game, innit? Darren, what are you?
You've read my mind. 1-1.
Yeah. Yasser?
I think 2-0 City.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't put it.
Because for me, it's more. I know they can concede, but for me, it's more the lack of attack of Arsenal, and then they also have a threatening front line. Really,
Arsenal are not scary.
Yeah, it's an absolute fucking fact, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Ozzy, what do you reckon? Big game? We're gonna get a big result.
The draw at best for me, 1-1, 2-2.
Yeah, I mean,
draw at best, but yeah, I don't see us winning, man.
Aaron, let's be honest. We're gonna park the bus.
Yeah.
We're gonna park the bus.
We're gonna shit the bed and
see the thing is, See, the thing is to play against. The thing is to play against City is not hard. Yeah. You want to beat City, yeah? You play counter-attacking football, but we don't. We don't play that football.
You need to be ruthless as well.
See what I would do against.
You need to be ruthless.
Yeah.
What I would do against. We're a tired squad. Man City are fresh. They've just made 3 signings. They've freshened it up. We're tired.
Why have we done that? Fuck's sake, innit? Man City, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The way people beat them is being clinical. Even the lesser or smaller teams, as they call them. Usually, what happens? Even if City dominates the whole game, they get one chance and score against them, and it swings the tide. And that's
usually... the thing is with City, you got to park the bus a bit, but you got to be clinical on the counter, and that's how you get them.
Yeah,
you know that's what. That's what what's his name used to have his number all the time. Is what's his name? Solskjaer at United. You know, he was a shit manager, but I swear that guy beat City like every time we played them, just because of the counter attack.
Yeah, we just can't
Tottenham
play like
have been
that,
doing it on City for years.
Yeah,
they have, mate. They're proper bogey side, they are, aren't they? Yeah, they know how to play them, and not just this version. Like they played treble winning Manchester City. Do you know what I mean? And they've caused them trouble every single time they played them. So it's not just they haven't played them when they've been shit Man City. They played them, at the top of their game, mate, and caused them right off.
But Aaron, remember that Tottenham. Remember that Tottenham always had a front three better than ours. Well, not always, as in the last few years, they have a front three better than ours. Yeah. Even before,
not hard to have it now, is it?
Kane, Son,
come on, Kane and Son. top
Yeah,
players
Son awesome.
don't deserve to play. That they shouldn't have. I don't know why they stayed at Spurs, but Kane and Son
wasted their fucking careers.
world class.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks. I'm gonna wrap it up with 1-1 as well. It's pretty much a full house on the top row. Yasser's obviously, probably got, the one that's actually going to get it right, and we're probably going to lose 2-0. But, I think all of us Arsenal fans are hoping for the draw. I'm going to ask you boys to shout your thing out because, listen, chat, I'm absolutely grateful that you've took your time out to come and watch us all, man. And most importantly as well, man, I'm so grateful for all of you guys on the panel as well for taking your time out, do you know what I mean? And sort of contributing. It's been absolutely fantastic. Boys, Rachid, shout out your thing, man. Shout your thing. What you got coming up next? Shout your thing out.
Lovely to be here. Lovely to be here. Always, as always. Big up to you, Darren. Big up to Ozzy right there. You already know Ozzy, yes sir. Big up to everyone, bro. Big up to the chat. It's been therapy for me. It's always therapy for me. To meet with other Arsenal fans and chop it up and learn from each other. I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Probably. I'll text you guys if you're free. I'll be obviously doing my match reactions after the game. After that, against Girona, doesn't matter really,
Yeah, that's sort of why I didn't mention it. Do you know what I mean? It's because
after we saw how the Champions League and who are the potential teams you'd get, it's a bit tough to say if you need to win that game. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the other big teams are lower down on the table. But yeah, big up to everyone again, and that's it. Thanks.
Buzzing, man. Darren, likewise for you as well, man. First time on the show. It's been absolutely fantastic having you. I always like listening to what you've got to say. One, because I agree with almost every single fucking thing every single time. And two, you say it excellently. And shout out your funny as fuck Instagram.
Oh, thank you very much, Aaron.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
You're too kind, mate. Too kind.
It's funny, man.
Thanks, Rachid, Oz, Yasser, have been great, and all the other guests have been on. It's been a right thought-provoking sesh. And you're right, Rachid. It is therapy, because I get so fucking angry with all this, and we all get abuse on Facebook, and these other idiot fans of ours. I just wish they'd wake up one morning and smell the coffee. But you can find me at Darren Sullivan 49 on Insta, where when I see these people, it provokes me into going on. It's quite easy how I do it. I just look on Facebook, look at all the diatribe that's on Facebook and stories, and then I think I'm going to stick a song on that, and then I'll whack it on, do a few comments, and I'll just have a bit of a laugh of it on Instagram. So, and a few people comment, and it's all good banter. So great.
Yeah. You say it's simple, but it's effective, man. Sometimes simplicity is the way forward, and it certainly amuses me anyway. I will say, Yasser, man, big up, man, as well. The coolest Dutch guy I've certainly met in a long time, man. We love a bit of Yas. He's a Chelsea fan, but we love him, man. He's got good IQ, excellent IQ. What we saying, Yas? What's coming up for you, bruv? And shout out your thing.
Yeah, so for me, listen, my channel is YasserTV. Obviously, we're not really playing until... Obviously, we got the Conference League, but that's not until March. So we're not playing until next Monday on deadline day against West Ham, I think it is. Yeah, so the link that you put, I think it's a different link, but if you click on it, it doesn't work. That's why I've sent you that one. Yeah.
Right. I will get that in the description.
Yeah, so there's some rumors about us sending the Sassy over to Villa and then probably getting the run from them. So I'm also going to follow that news a little bit to see what happens and then see if I'm going to do a video about it. Obviously, every day I'm praying that we don't get Garnacho. That's another issue that I have personally. You know what I mean? That's why no one has really seen me smile since the news came out,
Mate, what is
but other than that, I'm good. Other than that, I'm good. And obviously, nice to meet you, Darren, and obviously Rachid, Ozzy, and big up Aaron every single time. Thank you for obviously inviting me. It's obviously always nice to be on here. And man,
welcome, bruv.
Yeah,
You're more
man,
than
big up
welcome,
to you.
man. I like having you on, mate. Yeah, it's good shit. And Ozzy as well, bruv. No, we haven't got much social media channels going on yet. What's fucking going on, man? Why are you not? You're smiling, but why are you not getting something sorted, man? What's going on?
No, I need to. I know. I'm slacking. I need to
You're
get
fucking
something in the work.
slacking. I ain't having it, mate. What's going on? But
It's
Yeah,
easy
hey,
to jump on other people's channels, bro. That's probably
No,
why.
you know-
He just pulls up, says his thing,
No, do you know what it is?
closes.
I need like a day and think, do you know what? Like, screw it. Just I'm gonna set this thing up, innit?
Bro, you
Like,
got the support. You already know that. You
yeah,
already
no.
know
I just need like one day where I'm just gonna reach out to someone and be like, yo, just help me for a couple of hours,
that.
set this thing up. Now I will get it done. I will get around to it. When I'll do that is another question for another day. But yeah, I need to get it done. But again, Aaron, man, thanks for having me on again. You know, as always,
welcome again.
it's a pleasure coming on your channel and just
him
venting
rip.
sometimes as you need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Course,
Rachid, big up as well. You already know. Yasser, big up,
Big up.
and
Yeah.
Darren.
What
is
phase
good
is
too.
Ozzy in? He's still not started yet.
Phase zero.
What's going on? Yeah. What's going on? Big up Robert TV. Don't forget,
Phase
give him a like,
0.5.
Yeah, all these guys' links will be in the description as well. And I will update Rashid's. I didn't realize that might have been another. I don't know if you've updated your channel, changed it. I don't know where I've got that one.
I don't know. Even Lee tells me this. Everybody tells me this.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah,
that
you know
I'm
what you
on
do?
their
Just
So it's
show.
not
check
just
the
me, then,
settings.
is it? Yeah.
No, like check because I think he changed his name, like the channel name. Or
Yeah,
something.
I did.
Oh, right.
You know how you can change like the letters and stuff after your link, but
Yeah.
that's not it.
I didn't
I
actually
think
know
Rashid,
that.
you
To be
need to
fair, I'm
check
just
that
nodding.
your thing is on public or something. That's probably why people can't tag you. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what. I don't know.
They're not just yet phase, but yeah, man, we'll be out of here. Ozzy, get it sorted, man. You need to get out of the not just yet phase, man. Do you know what I mean? What's going on? But boys, again, like I said, absolute pleasure for coming on. Big up. We will do the outro, but not before crying baby.
No.
Sanchez out.